Levy, I think Nate and Mike are the only people that bought that. Probably that's why they went under.
Nah. What was his name? Does anybody remember his name? Oh, Tumblr. Oh my god! What, dude? There is man. I'm looking at it right now. There's a Cliff Jumper Ace Collectibles Cliff Jumper right now selling for $70 on eBay. It has if this is real, I'm selling my Cliff Jumper, leaving the show right now and putting it up on eBay before everybody smartens up. No, and it's not even like a buy it now. Somebody's asking for that. There's 20.
Oh, current bid. That's not even a buy it now. That's a bid.
Yeah, that's a bid.
$7.
Oh,
does this say anywhere like only 3 ever made?
No, you go into the biz and it's like, yeah, right. The other 2 belong to Nate and Mike, and that guy. No. It's like, well, I missed out on Bitcoin, but at least I scored on these fucking. At least I scored on Ace Collectibles Cliff Jumpers.
Mike's gonna flood the market
with one.
And in other financial news today, Bitcoin dropped another 24% because of the flooding of Ace Toys Tumblr. Welcome. You have now tuned in to the Blackout and Shout podcast with your host, Mike Kincaid.
Can I tell you that Baby Yoda just annoys the shit out of me?
That's because you haven't watched The Mandalorian.
Oh, look at Baby Yoda, so cute.
Levy Curry.
Some people do all sorts of crazy stuff, like dinosaur romance novels. Those are really a thing. Taken by the T-Rex. A billionaire dinosaur forced me. Ravaged by the raptors.
I wonder if there's audiobooks of them.
And Jed Vargo.
He was always like well known for wearing the Nazi outfit on.
Captain Kangaroo?
Captain Kangaroo.
Didn't he have the...
No. And he did not dress up as a Nazi either.
So sit back. Mike, are you... Listen to me. Relax. Say, transform and roll out. And enjoy the show. Mr. Kincaid.
Yes.
I guess whenever you're ready to start the show, Michael.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Blackout and Shout podcast, episode 111. Am I right? 111?
With a question mark. Yes.
With a question mark.
Says,
yes.
With 100% affirmity.
Welcome to the show, episode number 111. Sitting to my virtual left, ladies and gentlemen, Jed Vargo.
Hey,
what's going on, Jed?
What's up, everybody? I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, I'm doing good.
Good.
How about you, Mike? You doing good?
Yeah, doing all right. Got a 3-day weekend coming, so that's always nice.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Sound full of energy tonight.
I am. I drank half my coffee already.
Yeah, I got mine sitting here waiting for me. On my virtual right side, ladies and gentlemen, Levi Curry. What's up, Levy?
Hi. How y'all doing?
Doing all right. So
COVID again.
No, I'm just feeling under the weather. I'm just fucking, I don't know, either have a cold or allergies are kicking my ass. So
isn't that odd how like you get allergies in the middle of the winter?
Yeah.
You think it would be just like the pollen and stuff like outside, but no, it's all that dead, dry skin that's been sitting in your carpet all summer until you walk around inside and it puffs up and you're breathing in your own dead cells, and then they clog up your nasal passages, and then you're just like a big snotty mess.
Well, they're not all his. Some of them coming from them 19 animals he got with him.
Oh, that's true too. Yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that. Can you imagine that? Like if he just suddenly became allergic to animals out of nowhere?
Oh, that would be awful.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would be terrible.
And on that note, let's go around the horn. Let's start with Jed this time. We always start with Levy. Let's start with Jed. Jed, do you have any shout outs, plugs, and did you get anything in the last 2 weeks?
Let's see. I'm trying to think if I have any shout outs and plugs. I mean, besides all the new listeners and all the old listeners as well. Shout out to all you guys. Appreciate everyone listening and following us on all our social media channels. I didn't get too much. I think I don't remember if I mentioned I got the NECA Toka and Razor last time or not, but I got that 2-pack, and then I got the other Casey Jones and Raphael Bogey 2-pack as well from NECA. I know I gave yeah, that's right. You know what? I did mention that last time because I gave a shout out to the packaging that they came in.
Oh yeah.
NECA's packaging, like straight from the source, is like so good. It's like just perfect. It's like that bubble wrap case thing that they slide the boxes in. It's like perfect. I didn't really get too much of anything else. I got a new vape rig, but that was because the atomizers and stuff that I was using in my old rig, like they stopped making them because it's been a few years since I upgraded. And my cell phone battery swelled, which was awesome over last weekend. I was like wondering why my like the battery inside my cell phone swelled and my case like popped open and shit. And I was like, what the hell? And I'm looking.
I wasn't aware that batteries could actually do that. I know they exploded, you know.
Yeah.
Well, they Samsung Galaxy Note 7.
What is it? The nickel cadmium? Is that what they are? I forget whatever kind of batteries are in cell phones.
Nickel metal hydride or something.
Some other chemical, I believe. Yeah. So yeah, apparently what happens is that they fail, and then the gases are expelled inside, and then the pack swells from all the gases being produced inside, and then they explode and catch fire. That's what happens afterward. So I was like, oh no. So I went on Verizon. I was going to get a new phone, and I was like, you know what? I wonder if I could just replace the battery. It shouldn't be that hard at all. And then, I went on Amazon and I found a battery for $20.
Lithium ion battery. That's the other kind of battery. You got nickel metal hydride and lithium ion.
There you go. So I found a replacement battery for $20 instead of having to buy a $750 phone. Just bought a $20 battery pack, and it was cool because it came with like a spudger. It came with like what looked like a really big guitar pick, to kind of like get the case off. But since it already swelled, the case had popped off, so I didn't have to worry about getting any glue off or anything like that. But it wasn't that hard at all. It was just there was like 11 screws I had to take out, and I had to take out the daughter board, and then just pop off the circuit that was holding the battery in, and then boop, I just replace it, and I'm good to go. But apparently, if you keep your phone plugged in like all the time and you don't discharge it and like charge it, that tends to happen to batteries after like a few years. So just remember, kids, let your batteries discharge and then charge them back up again. Don't ever leave them all plugged in for like days and days at a time.
I've ruined batteries like that. Like,
have you?
Not on purpose. Like I'll put one on the charger, put a couple like rechargeable batteries in the charger, and then forget I put them in there and leave them in there for a couple days, and then like they're just shot when I get them out.
Oh wow! You would think that your charger would like be intelligent, that it would turn itself off after a while.
Yeah, nah, not this one.
You should get a new charger, dude. Is it the old ones, like the old where you just turn it and it has like a certain amount of time on it and it goes tick, 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 tick.
Yeah. Nah, it's like
done.
It's an Energizer charger, man. I guess
those are the worst. Those are the worst, man.
Of course they are.
But that's it, really. That's all I really got, and that's all the shout outs I have. And big fuck you to John Bailey. So fuck you, John.
Levy,
back to you, Mike.
Levy, what shout outs, plugs, and hauls do you have for the show?
I don't think I have any shout outs. I never have anything to plug.
Oh wait, I got one. I just remember a shout out. Shout out to Art. His birthday. Happy birthday, Art.
Oh yeah, happy birthday, Art. As far as hauls go, I didn't really get much. I got the Amazing Yamaguchi Harley Quinn recolor. It was a repaint of the black and red Harley Quinn they came out with a while back. They made it with like a red and blue metallic costume, but they gave her blonde hair instead of the black and red hair. So I got that one specifically so I could take the blonde head and put it on the original Harley Quinn. So, but surprisingly, the head with the black and red the head with the black and red hair actually does look really good on the blue and red costume body. So I might do something with that yet too.
I remember weren't you kind of salty about that? Like, weren't you like I gotta buy this one?
Yeah, I was a little bit because I really thought that they should have included blonde head with the original, but whatever. Now my black and red costumed Harley Quinn looks more like she does in the show, so I'm happy about that. And I think that's all I got. And then I got a shirt from Mike, his Quint shirt for Christmas. So thank you, Mike.
How did I know Joe was going to laugh at that?
That's why I laugh every time someone says they buy one of those eggs. I just laugh every time. It's like Brother Kyle was like, "Oh, should I buy the rechargeable batteries?" Oops. And when he said that, it turned on in the middle of the night.
Can you imagine? Like you're sleeping and that thing starts barking at you.
He's like, guilty or innocent, huh? What?
That would be terrifying, especially after the incident I had earlier this week.
Yeah, you had some adrenaline rush dreams, yeah.
Well,
that's good shit, man. It's Inception quality, like, right?
Well, I think I had my first episode of sleep paralysis that I've had in over 20 years. So that was good stuff. That was not good stuff. That was terrifying.
Mike,
it really was.
Mike, weren't you the one that told me that you used to watch horror movies before you went to bed so you could have like nightmares on purpose?
Yeah, I still do. Yeah.
Yeah.
But not. I mean, Levy's talking a little bit of a different thing, like sleep paralysis. I was talking about like going in, like, you watch scary shit before you go to bed, and that shifts you into nightmare type situations in your dreams. I'm not so much for sleep paralysis. All that's happened to me a couple times, but that's not as much fun as just straight up nightmares.
Oh,
is that weird?
Yeah, a little bit. No, but yeah, I had false awakenings too. Like I don't think I've ever really experienced false awakenings. But that's where like, you think you wake up in your dream, but you're still dreaming. And sometimes like people say that like they're so convinced that they're awake that they actually because they're dreaming that they're in their bedroom and everything like that, and they've just woken up, so they just go about their daily morning routine, but then something happens and they realize something's just a little bit off, and then they wake up again. And then they just go through this continuous loop. And like some people report like where they go through this loop like many times, like a lot before they finally wake up.
They used to happen to me when I was a kid. I used to dream that I woke up and like brushed my teeth and took a shower and went to school. And then like at some point in school, I'd wake up and I'd be like, I'd have to go through it all again. I was like, that used to happen to me a lot when I was in high school.
When I used to wake up from dreams all the time, when I would walk into a room and there'd be like a lesbian orgy going on, and I would be in the process of taking my fucking pants off, like, and it's too good to be fucking true, and I think that's when you figure out it's too good to be true, then in your brain is like, oh yeah, fuck you, motherfucker. We're waking you up right now.
You look down, you have like no dick. You're like, what? No.
That'd be even worse.
No dick. That's funny. No, this particular dream that I had, I was in I was like in a dark room. I don't know if it was my bedroom or not, but like I was surrounded by
Penthouse magazines.
No.
Then it wasn't your room.
Yeah. But no, it was. I was surrounded by sinister-looking, evil, living corpses, and they would basically come out of the shadows and like jump scare me. You know what I mean? Like so, like I was having all these these things would just get in my face. Sometimes my vision would get obscured, or something would like cover my vision, or I would look away. And when I would look back or throw off whatever was covering my eyes or whatever, it would be like right there in my face. And it was like, it would, scare me and shit like that. And then I woke up and I was actually outside It was like really overcast and cold and wet, and I was in a pile of garbage and broken tree branches and shit. You know, I was covered in dirt and mud and leaves, and I could hear the thing I remember most was like the flies buzzing. I could hear the flies buzzing over the trash, and I think there was a dead body in there. And
Awesome.
then I woke up again, and this is where I think I had the sleep paralysis, but I was in my bed and I was looking down the hallway, and at the end of our hallway is another bedroom. And I could see directly into the bedroom, and I could see horrible things happening in there, like children being murdered and people being tortured and you know, just other horrible shit. But it wasn't. It looked like, remember the movie The Ring?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you remember how grainy and black and white the videotape was?
Mm-hmm.
Like when they would watch the videotape, it was all black and white and grainy shit. That's what it looked like. And I was seeing like all sorts of images just flashing and stuff like that. And I tried to wake April, but I couldn't move, and it seemed like nothing was coming out of my mouth, like no sound or anything. Like I couldn't speak, I couldn't move. And then I saw the shadow people. And the shadow people is something that people report seeing when they're having sleep paralysis, where it's like you feel a presence in the room and you can see shadowy figures either standing in the corner or in a doorway. Sometimes they're hovering above you or sitting on your chest. Like quite often people who are having sleep paralysis, they feel like a heavy weight on their chest and they have difficulty breathing. I just kind of like, they were kind of doing the same thing that the corpses were doing in the first part of my dream were doing, where they were just kind of like getting in my face and stuff. And that was when I was eventually able to, I'm not sure if I woke up or if I was actually finally able to start moving again, and everything just kind of cleared up for me. And then that's when I woke April. It was like 3:30 in the morning. I woke her up, and I actually had to ask her if I was dreaming, because I couldn't tell if I was awake or not. So
Did you go to your table and spin the top?
No. But no, it was a very disorienting experience. So
You've been playing a lot of VR lately.
actually, I have not.
No, I was gonna say maybe you're playing too much like scary VR games.
No, I try to stay away from those. You know, like unless I jump on to play Phasmophobia with a friend of mine from work, but I haven't done that in quite some time.
I think one of the worst dreams I ever had, where I was like, paralyzed like that, was years ago when I was dating my wife, and I went over to her apartment, or like it's her house or whatever at the time, and I was sleeping there, and she had like this, like, like a door that was like a closet, but it's like one of those like real small doors, like not a normal size door. And I had it in my dream. There was like these real small stairs that went upstairs to like this attic, and all these like gremlins came running down the stairs and like swarmed over me and were just like ripping me apart and like clawing me and rending my flesh off my bones. And I like woke up like screaming.
I was it would have been super fucking funny if you would have just stopped it at like, the worst nightmare I ever had was, so I was dating my wife.
And I dreamt we got married and we had 2 kids, and then I started doing a podcast.
That was terrifying.
Wait, am I still dreaming? I better spin those.
I got some bad news,
Where's
Jed.
my fidget spinner? Where's my fidget spinner? There it is. All right. Let's see if it stops.
Where's my $20 Dinobots?
That's right there how you knew it was a dream, is $20 Dinobots.
Yeah. How about you, Mike? Did you get anything, or did you have any shout outs?
I don't have any shout outs this time. I don't have any plugs. Me and Tony didn't finish a song though, so we gotta shoot some video for that, and hopefully get that posted sometime in the next week or so, hopefully before the next podcast. But yeah, that was fun. And we got a couple other ones that are kind of like halfway finished, but so keep your eyes on the McCullen Project page for that stuff. I'm sure I'll post it on my wall too. And then Halls, I didn't get anything, no like new stuff, no MP stuff, but I did get Pretender Starscream, the Pretender Jazz, and Action Master Blaster for the G1 collection. So
hey, those Action Masters, how tall are those things?
They are like, oh man, they're like legend size.
Oh, okay.
Like not Marvel Legend size, like Transformer Legend size, pretty much. Yeah.
Cool.
Oh yeah. Also, I got that ass.
Happy New Year.
Yeah. Oh man. Whew. That was a long time. That's it. That's all for me. That's all. It was a very not a very exciting wheel. I mean, those couple of pickups are cool, but nothing, not a whole lot going on. I'm starting to get a little nervous about all these January dates, man. I don't know how much shit you guys have coming in January. I got a ridiculous January.
Mayfex pushed all of their stuff to
their stuff to January. Is that what you said?
Yeah, or a bunch of their stuff to January.
Yeah.
I supposedly have a bunch of stuff coming out this month. So when Jed finally came out and said that those Fist of the North Star figures were pushed back, I was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, seriously, man. I mean, there's like a ton of Transformer shit. Thank God that Unicron's paid for.
I'm still waiting for that freaking. I got notification weeks ago that life-size Baby Yoda from Sideshow Collectibles was supposed to be coming in, and it never came in. So I'm waiting for that to come in any day now.
It's so funny. I keep hearing about how this like the G1's slowing down and all that. I guess it is, but like I don't know. My pre-order list doesn't fucking look like it.
I have let's see. There's Locke and apparently Virtus is supposed to try to sneak in there before the New Year, Chinese New Year, but then that's on the 12th of February. So we'll see if that actually happens or not. And then there's the Make Toys Meteor.
Yeah.
And then there's a couple of Marvel Legends I got and some NECA stuff. But yeah, I've been like waiting to ship my BBTS stuff for like months just because I've been waiting for the Doc Brown figure from NECA. So they've been pushing that like for like a month or two. And that's supposed to be out this month too. But yeah, I'm gonna have like 20 things coming from freaking BBTS as soon as that ships.
I have the Springer thing I have in Toy News. I want to talk to you about that. Yeah,
I figured that's we were talking about that all day today. But I have 15 things in my pile of loot, Levy. I have stuff back from like the beginning of November and stuff. And it's funny because it was really weird with the BBTS pile of loot. They usually give you like 90 days before you have to ship it. But like a month or two ago, they reset everything. And then it was like, oh, we'll give you like 100 days now or something. And I was like, oh, well, that's cool. I'll wait.
Yeah.
But I got a ton of crap.
Yeah, I got 14 items in my pile of loot right now.
That's the greatest. That's the best like box to get. Like it's cool when you ship and then you get like 2 or 3 things, but when you get that like, you get that ginormous box with like 15 things in it, man, that's awesome. Like in Christmas Day for adults, except that you have to pay for all that shit.
Yeah, but for April.
Oh well, yeah.
It's a bunch of Star Wars Black Series figures from the Mandalorian. I have 5 of the G.I. Joe classified Red Ninjas.
I got 4 of them. Yeah. Dude, when is that shit coming out, man? I feel like the Cobra Commander and the Red Ninja and whoever the hell else is in that. Who else is in that wave?
Gung Ho.
Yeah, Gung Ho.
Yeah, all that shit came out.
Yeah, but like I had that I saw that pre-ordered at TCP and that shit's still waiting.
Oh, what, you Red Ninjas and shit?
Yeah.
Oh, see, my Red Ninjas have been in there for months now.
I'm gonna have to check in with them on that shit. I'm sure they're still getting them. They got the first like batch of stuff like Duke and Destro and all that, but yeah, it just seems like really funny. That other stuff has been out for so long.
Like all the stuff that I have, like the one thing that I'm really interested in seeing, the like $30 boost that I got. That's supposed to be like the damaged paint or something. Yeah, I wanted to actually see if there's anything like bad with it or not, or if it's actually just something.
Wait, what did you get for $30?
Boost. I got a boost off the BBTS here.
The wind charger?
Yeah.
Oh no shit! And is a battle damaged one?
So this is what it says. So they were selling it. It was called a cartoon version 2 or toy version, and it was in like parentheses it said damaged paint, and they were selling it for $30. So I want to see like how if it's like really messed up or what, but it was like $30. I couldn't pass that up. I'm like, fuck it, I'll just.
They didn't have no pictures of it or anything.
They just had pictures of the normal boost, but they didn't show like what was wrong with it. It was just like one of those experiments. Like I was like, I just want to see what it's like, you know?
Yeah, for $30.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what do you guys say we move on to the news?
No.
By the way, that might have been a record low for time on our hauls and shout outs ever.
Yeah. I have a feeling in like the next one though, probably at the end of January, we're going to be having our like ultimate hauls.
Dude. Yeah. Yeah, we will.
We'll just have a whole show just based on everything that we got. So Mr. Rogers' widow died.
Mhm.
Joan Rogers. She was 92. She had heart disease.
Wait, Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers who?
His widow.
His widow.
Oh. When the hell did Mr. Rogers die?
Years ago, dude.
Wow. Yeah.
In the 2000s?
Yeah, I don't remember the exact date. Look it up.
Are you trying to say like in the past 20 years? I would say so. I think.
Huh.
2003. February 27, 2003.
She was also she was a puppeteer on the show as well. I don't know what she did, but I guess she helped out.
Meow meow.
Was it Meow Meow?
I don't know, maybe.
Or the ballerina princess or something. I don't know. It's been a while since Mr. Rod can remember who the hell the characters were. Levy, you knew that like Siegfried from Siegfried and Roy died.
Yeah, it was sad to hear.
He was 81. He had pancreatic cancer.
Yeah,
a lot of that been going around lately. Alex Trebek, him, a few other people.
Yeah, we met him back in 2013.
We in Vegas.
Yeah, we went out to Las Vegas. And we went out for a Lindsey Sterling concert, Memorial Day weekend, and we decided to go to the Siegfried and Roy Dolphin Sanctuary and Animal Habitat, where they kept a lot of their show animals and stuff, and it was open to the public and everything. So while we were there, we saw him there greeting guests and whatnot. He was walking around, greeting and talking to guests and stuff. So we got a picture taken with him and got to speak to him for a little while. And we wished Roy well and whatnot. So, but Roy Horn died like last year. So
when was he attacked by the tiger?
2003.
2003. That's how long ago it was. Wow.
Yeah.
Shit.
So, but he was a very nice man. He was very nice to talk to. He was very open, and cordial with the guests and everything. So, very, very nice guy.
Not like the Tiger King.
Listen here, motherfuckers. But there was a lot of like just beautiful animals in that habitat and whatnot, like tigers, and we we got to see the dolphins swimming around and everything, which was pretty cool. So
there was a comedian years ago that did a funny bit on Siegfried and Roy. They were talking like about how dudes are bitching because they can't find their soulmate and shit, and he's like, here's a pair of gay lion tamers. It's like you're a gay lion tamer and you're looking for another gay lion tamer and they found each other, so stop bitching. Stop bitching that you can't find anybody.
Yeah. Oh, and Mike, you told me that you didn't tell me directly, but you mentioned that Tommy Lasorda died.
Yeah,
he was 93. Yeah, heart failure.
Yeah. That's a good ride though. 93, old Tommy. Yeah, Tommy was a baseball icon, man.
He was like the Dodgers, right? Is that what it was?
Yeah, Dodgers. Yeah. By the way, he has some great rants. I know we talk about rants from time to time, like good manager rants. Tommy Lasorda has a long list of them, and I'm sure they're all over YouTube. But he was. Yeah, I'm not even a fan of baseball, and I'm familiar with some of his rants. Yeah, he had some fucking good ones, man. Yeah. I can't remember what the circumstances were, but he fought the Philly Fanatic. I remember seeing that on the bucket list. Yeah, I remember seeing that video and thinking it was kind of like it was funny, but then from the story that I've been hearing, since, because they were talking about Tommy on sports radio a little bit. They said like him and the guy that played the Fanatic like had a beef. So I guess it just reminded me. I remember when Ace Ventura was beating up the Eagle in the in the first. Yeah, it was like, you know, which I didn't like a whole hell of a lot. But but anyway, yeah, man. R.I.P. Tommy.
Marion Ramsey. She was 73 years old. She
Yeah.
was the actress that played Hooks in Police Academy
Hooks.
movies.
Sergeant Hooks.
Yeah, she passed away.
Don't move, dirtbag. Yeah. That was her whole shtick. You know, she was all quiet and mousy and everything. And she was like a dispatcher, you know. But then when chips were down, and she'd come out and apprehend one of the bad guys, and she'd be all loud and yelling and calling them dirtbag and shit. With the gun in their face.
What was the name of the gay bar they always went to? The Blue Oyster, right?
Yeah, the Blue Oyster Bar. And somehow what was his name?
Steve Gutenberg?
No, the bad guy that was like the lieutenant, or no, it wasn't commandant. It was
That was Commandant.
Captain Harris.
Sard.
Captain Harris.
That was good. Captain
Yeah,
Harris.
Captain Harris and his fucking little lackey dude. I can't remember his name either. I used to be a big into the Police Academy movies.
Oh, they were great, dude.
It wasn't Proctor, was it?
Proctor, that's it. Yeah, it was Proctor.
Is that what it is? Yeah, it popped in my
Proctor.
brain.
Yeah, Lieutenant. He was either Lieutenant or Sergeant Proctor. I think he was Lieutenant.
What was the best was when dude and his pops used to kick the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
Tanya Roberts also died. She was 65. She was
Who the hell's
in,
Tanya Roberts?
She was on the 70s show. She was like the hot mom, neighbor mom.
Oh,
and she
for
was
real?
She was one of the Bond girls from View to a Kill.
Yep.
And she was in Charlie's Angels.
Huh.
She was 65. She had a blood infection. What was really interesting is that they had reported her that she had died, and then she wasn't dead. It was like a false report, and then like a day later, then she did die. But yeah, that was interesting. I saw in the news. I don't know why I didn't write it down. I forgot, but the one Penthouse chick that played in Heavy Metal 2000, she died too. I forget what her name was.
Julie Strain.
That's it. Wow. See, Levy, you know.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I'm hearing she's not dead.
Oh, she's
Julie
not?
Strain?
Okay.
Because this happened before too. Like a year or so ago, she was reported dead and she wasn't.
I was going to say, I remember that.
She's been reported dead again, and it was actually reported through all sorts of different outlets. But a couple sites are saying that she is not dead, and that the film company, Malibu Bay Films, they originally reported that she died, but then they came out and said that they were mistaken. But they said it on their Instagram. I went and checked their Instagram, and that post where they recanted isn't there. So I don't know who to believe. And it's been a couple days now, and nothing's been retracted. So I'm wondering if she really is dead or not. I don't know.
Okay.
When I Googled her, and it says the very first thing that comes up on Google is that she's not dead.
Right. It's from Deadline, right?
It is. No, wait, hang on a second. I already moved on to nude pics. Yeah. It's from Deadline.
You're like, oh, I remember her now.
No, she was in Day of the Warrior, wasn't she, Levy?
Yeah, that was one of the reasons why we picked up that movie.
I never knew she did like actual porn.
She
I
did
don't
the
think she
Bear
did
Wench.
real porn, did you?
I don't know.
Bear Wench. That was like soft porn.
like topless movies and shit like that.
No, but I'm looking at vagina pictures right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Type in Julie Strain nude and then hit the images and you see what's up. Turn the adult,
I didn't know.
Turn the adult search off.
Did you know that she was married to Kevin Eastman?
Oh, yeah.
I did know that. Yeah, I knew that.
I didn't know that.
They divorced years ago.
Huh.
Man, she got some big ass titties.
Well, maybe that's one of the reasons why I didn't write it down.
Oh, she's taking that dick like a champ. Okay.
Levy,
Let's move on to trailers.
Levy, I put the link, by the way, in the chat to Tommy Lasorda fighting the Philly Fanatic. Right above the picture of new Julie Strain.
Let's move on to trailers.
Let's move on to
So
the
how about those trailers? Hey, how about those trailers? Any of the trailers stick out in brains that you guys want to talk about?
Well, first of all, let me pull them up here real quick. So the very first one that you sent over, the Leonardo, what is it? Don't Look Up. Is that what it was called? Leonardo DiCaprio.
It was a Netflix like mix Gonzo trailer type of preview thing.
Oh, okay. So you weren't actually trying to show us Don't Look Up. You were trying to show us that. Okay. See, I had me so fucked up because I went looking for that trailer then because I couldn't find it.
No, they just show like 10 seconds of it at the end of it or something.
Oh, is that? See, I didn't stick around for that. Like it started out with it started out with The Rock and what's her face, Wonder Woman and Ryan Reynolds, and I was like, all right, I thought that was the ad, and then I'm like, well, there's no thing to skip the fucking ad in 5 seconds, right? Like on YouTube, so I'm like, well, what the fuck is going on, man? So I scrolled through it, but the only 10 seconds that I didn't check out was the last 10 seconds.
Well, the whole thing with that trailer is that Netflix is basically saying that they're going to have a new movie every week for the whole year.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that was a preview of like all the movies that are going to be out on Netflix.
Okay.
And there was one in there. There was what's the one that Dave Bautista's in? Is it called Army of the Dead? Is that what it is, Levy?
Maybe.
I think that's what it is. I wish I had like some type of way to information up to verify it. Oh, the internet. How about that? Yeah, that's it. Army of the Dead. That's a Zack Snyder zombie movie. Dave Bautista is going to be it. I think
it's a sequel to his Dawn of the Dead remake.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Takes place in Las
second.
Vegas.
Dawn of the Dead was the one where they were in the mall, right? Ving Rhames and oh man, that's one of my favorite fucking zombie movies of all time,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah, that was Zack Snyder way back when then. Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
he's doing that. This is like he's going back to like a zombie movie. Dave Bautista's in it. I think they're like robbing a banker or something like that, trying to steal the shit in Vegas.
Why would
with all the zombies
in a zombie apocalypse?
Well, if you watch the sequel to the Train to Busan, you would know. Did you watch the sequel?
No.
Well, that's what they did in Train to Busan too, or Peninsula, however you want to name that movie. Did you watch that, Mike?
Oh, okay.
Did they? I you know what? I was just gonna ask you. Did they do an English version yet?
You know what? I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, because I did want to go back and watch that at some point because I was pleasantly surprised by the first one, so I definitely wanted to catch that second one.
The first one was actually really, really good. I was really surprised at how good it was.
Dude, fucking Asian horror shit is always, well, I shouldn't say always because I haven't seen all of them, but I've seen a lot of like Asian horror shit and it's so good, man. Some of it.
You know,
Vanessa was watching that Sweet Home.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say I tried watching, I couldn't get into it.
You couldn't get into it? Ah, man, I got sucked into that one real quick.
In Peninsula, basically the idea is that the zombie outbreak is constrained just that island or peninsula. Or whatever the name of that island.
And then robbing bank makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah. So the rest of the societies is functioning just fine. It's run by zombies, and with all the zombies there, no one's like watching the banks or anything or the gold and stuff. So send in a team, a crack team.
Yeah, kind of like England in 28 Days Later, or 28 Weeks Later.
Send in a crack team of commandos to, rob all the shit and get out.
Gotcha.
But yeah, there was a bunch of other stuff in there. I know that the what was it called? Don't Look Up. That was the like a sci-fi thing that Leonardo DiCaprio is going to be doing. And there's a bunch of other shit that was going to go down too.
What actually led me to put Don't Look Up in the search bar, and a movie from last year came up. It was a horror movie that looked pretty good that I might have to watch at some point, going by the same name.
Interesting. I'll have to check that out. What about any of the other trailers? You guys want to talk about? How about the Nicolas Cage one?
The Nicolas Cage one,
Night at
Yeah,
Freddy's
so that
type of thing.
that one, the Nicolas Cage one would only work with Nicolas Cage in it. You know, like if anybody else is in that role, I would have watched 15 seconds of that trailer, or at least up until it started getting silly, and went, all right, this sucks. You know what I mean? But it's Nicolas Cage, and so he's probably going to be doing Nicolas Cage things and shit in that movie. So it might actually be like worth watching.
Mm-hmm.
What's that going to be on? Is that a Netflix thing, or is that like a? You never know anymore.
It's on demand, I think.
Is it Apple? There's a bunch of Apple ones. I'm not sure.
Yeah, this wasn't Apple. I'm pretty sure that this one was on demand. I think they said it's actually on demand now because they said like January 14th, I think, or maybe. Oh, I don't know.
I thought it was February.
Yeah, maybe late February. I'm thinking of one of the other trailers you sent us that was on demand starting on the 14th, which would have been yesterday.
Someone posted Five Nights at Nick Cage's.
Yeah, Five Nights at Nick Cage's. Yeah, I'm watching that. I was like, yeah, this is like totally just like Five Nights at Freddy's. But I'm kind of into it because it's Nicolas Cage.
Right.
So he brings his Nicolas Cageness to it. His caginess.
Did you ever watch that one? I think it was like a woman's name was the name of the movie.
Mandy.
Did you guys ever watch Mandy yet?
No, I heard it's good though.
That's fantastic. That's one you got to watch. That's one where it's like it's like 100% Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
And it's the best. Because it starts out like all boring and stuff, and then like when shit goes down, then he like just flips and he fucking loses it.
He goes into Cage mode. It'd be really funny if you actually like met Nicolas Cage and he's not anything like, it's like, oh, well, I guess we can't say that he went into full on Cage mode because. Did
you ever hear that that Howard Stern recording when they were talking about Gilbert Gottfried? And how he called. You never heard that recording? He called in like they played an answer machine message.
Yeah,
and he was just talking normally.
What Gilbert Gottfried was?
Yeah, and they said it was scarier than like him talking like like the he sounded like a fucking serial killer.
I could see that. Yeah, I could see that. I want to hear a conversation between Gilbert Gottfried and Bobcat. Bobcat. Annoying would that be? It'd be funny. It'd be funny for like the first 60 seconds. Then you just want to kill both of those motherfuckers.
Welcome to my life. Chad.
Yeah, right.
The best of both worlds on that one.
I know, right?
Good. Yeah. Oof. All right, what's next before Jed gets Jed's over there thinking now?
Trigger PTSD.
Yeah. Originally, I thought I should do like a Gilbert Gottfried, Bob Cathcole, thing, just improv a skit real quick. Then I thought, no, that just sounds like my wife yelling at me and myself, and then back and forth, and then I would get the PTSD. What did you guys think of another one that was interesting? Bloody Hell one. A lot of horror trailers out actually too, which was funny.
Which one was Bloody Hell? Oh yeah, that one actually looks good.
Dude, that looked really good. When he was talking to himself, his like yeah,
that actually looked good. I'm actually interested. I think maybe that one might be the one that's on demand now. Now that I think about it, but
yeah, that looked good for too. Well, I mean, him talking to himself, like there's that whole dynamic because who the fuck knows what's going on there. But the family, nothing scarier than that type of family. Like the serial killers, like they look like bloodthirsty motherfuckers. Like that's scary enough, but like the family next door family turn serial killer that's even. Just reminds me of a few families that I've known growing up, and I'm like, I wonder if those motherfuckers were serial killers, man. Like you just don't know, Like, I wonder what was going on behind them doors, man. They were all prim and proper and shit, and they probably had fucking parts in the basement. That looks fun though. That Bloody Hell, yeah, that looks like a fun movie. What's that on? That's gonna be what is that on? Did it say? I'm going back and looking right now. In select theaters and on demand, January 14th.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, that looks like fun, man. That looks like a good brownie movie.
Brownie movie?
When you
brownie movie.
eat the brownie like an hour before.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Speaking about brownie movies, there was an app that I tried out on VR. It's called Trip. It's TRIPP, and they have a demo available, and they have like a subscription model and stuff too, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, try that out, Mike. It's called Trip.
Trip with 2 P's.
Yep.
Is that the
Two
one where you get
Ps, yep.
to play as Linda Tripp testifying against Bill Clinton?
No,
Sorry.
that is not at all.
A little political humor.
He apologized before we could even crush that one.
Yeah, there's a demo that you can like check out, and it's the demo. That's all it's really good for, is like just a demo. I mean, if you wanted to go back and like redo the same thing, it's very monotonous because I was like, oh wow, this is actually really relaxing, or this is really funky and shit. And I was like, I could see myself doing this like once a day. But then it was like all the other stuff was just kind of like, it didn't really pay off to get like a whatever the hell subscription it is, like $4 a month or something, $10 a year. But it's I mean, just like going through one go through, I think it's probably about maybe 10 minutes or whatever. It's a fun ride, because there's a part of it where it tells you to breathe in deep, right? And it says, okay, now breathe in deep now, and all these like lights come shooting at your nose, and as you're breathing deep, it's like they're going inside you, and then it says now exhale, and these other lights start coming out like where your mouth would be.
Right.
Yeah, so it's real fucking it's real psychedelic. It's cool.
DJ gave me $40 to buy the Walking Dead game, the Saints and Sinners. I haven't played it yet though, dude. I haven't been so addicted to a video game, Beat Saber I'm talking about, since Tetris. Like, you know how you play Tetris for hours on end and shit, man. I can't stop playing this fucking game, dude. I can't stop playing it.
I never got into Tetris that much.
Well, yeah, that, but Beat Saber. Well, okay. Well, I mean, that was a bad example. You might be the only. You never played it that much? Then Levy, did you play it?
I couldn't get into Tetris. I was never into those puzzle games like that.
Oh man, I got addicted to that shit. I couldn't stop fucking playing it. But anyways, yeah. So I haven't moved on to any games yet. I'm still playing Beat Saber like a motherfucker. But yeah, I'm gonna get the Star Wars ones next. Those the Vader games, or Vader, whatever the fuck they were. They were only like $10 each.
I always like playing like games that have some type of story or something like that. I usually didn't get too much into like the wash, rinse, repeat, this over and over and over again type of thing. Except maybe like Galaga, or like what was that, Levy? What was that PlayStation game where you were a prince or whatever, and you had to like roll around the world and pick shit up in a ball?
Katamari Damacy or Damashi. I've heard it pronounced different ways.
Yeah, that's probably the only other one that was kind of.
That's a weird game. That is a weird game.
Yeah, that's awesome. That would be cool. VR. That would be an awesome VR game.
Actually, yeah, it probably would be.
I wish I would have had Beat Saber back when I was playing baseball, like actual like baseball.
It gives you a workout, man.
Well, it's not. Yeah. No, it's not even that. It's like, it's amazing, like how, because you start playing it on like the easy level, and then you move up to intermediate, and then hard, and then the expert level. And once you get to the expert level, they're fucking flying at you, and it's just like it would have been good to have while playing baseball, because of just like pitch recognition, eye coordination, and pitch recognition. Like, you're getting a curveball, you're getting a fastball, and you have to decide. A pitcher's throwing a ball at you, well, at that time, maybe 80 miles an hour, 80, and it's coming from 60 feet away, and you got to decide in a split second whether you're going to swing at it and where you're putting the bat. And it's like
80 miles an hour. The slow pitch softball goes 80 miles an hour.
No, I said baseball, you goon.
Oh, I was like, how fast does regular softball
go? Somebody out there could throw a fucking softball, especially underhand, throwing that shit 80 miles an hour. Could you fucking imagine? They had
chicks like do that whole windmill shit where like,
they get into the 60s, I think, and they had Ike Reese bat against a chick that threw that real fast underhand or whatever, and it was like, I think they said it was coming in like 66, 67 miles an hour, but the pitching mound is closer, So
Oh.
the equivalent to a hardball pitcher throwing it at you, they said it would have been like 110 miles an hour. And I didn't see any video of it, but they said Ike Reese didn't even come fucking close. Yeah. But anyway, back to the trailers.
Yeah. Oh, Coming to America. Did you guys finally watch that? I would mention it last show, but you guys
Yeah,
didn't
I
see
did.
it.
I watched it. Yeah, and it was the picture of that showing in the thumbnail is the one that I saw because I made that comment about how these motherfuckers don't age, and it ended up being a still from that movie. But yeah, how about it, man? That shit looks funny as fuck, though. Like, it's gonna be good. How can it go wrong? You know, it's like it's gonna be those guys again, and it's gonna be more of. I mean, of course, the first one is still stands up when you watch it. It's still funny, but like, you know, with modern writing and everything, I'm imagining it's gonna be fucking hilarious.
Levy, did you have any interest in that Clarice show?
Oh, absolutely. I'm definitely going to be watching that when it shows up on Jetflix.
I thought you had CBS All Access.
No.
Oh, okay. Oh, you have the HBO or Stars or something like that, I think.
Max.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm definitely interested. Tell me, she did in that first scene where she wakes up, she didn't look almost like Julianne Moore. Yeah,
they are. I did see the similarities there. Absolutely. And then whoever they're getting to play, what was his name? Buffalo Bill. Yeah. He kind of has the same, you know, hairstyle, body type, and all that stuff too.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's supposed to take place right after.
Yeah, those Buffalo Bill scenes are supposed to be like flashbacks or whatever.
Mm-hmm. That's her, you know, her horror nightmare dreams where she's probably terrified and can't move. Dealing with PTSD from that event. Do you know what was? I had something in the news that I had. Well, not the news, but something I had read because I was looking like at all the shows that were going to be coming up soon that were going to be dropping, and I was thought to myself, you know what? I haven't seen any information about Mindhunter, so I looked it up. And would you fucking believe that they put that on like a hiatus? They're not. They're not. Did you know that? I didn't fucking know that. What was it? Is it David Lynch? Is that who's running producing it? Yeah. And he's like, oh, I'm going to go do other shit. So I'm going to release everyone from their contract so they can go, you know, work. And maybe I'll come back to it eventually. Yeah.
Well, there was reasons why why he stopped, but like he said, because we're not going to be able to do any production right now, I'm going to just release it for their contract so they can, you know, so have the opportunity to do other stuff in the meantime. And if we can come back and revisit this, then we'll do that then. But yeah. So it sucks.
Yeah, he wanted to go work on other things. I was like, man, that sucks. But anyway, so and the other one was there was another two. There was the Reckoning, which that was like the whole witch thing with the guy that I think directed The Descent is the same guy that's doing this movie, which was actually a really good horror movie.
Yeah. No, that one didn't grab me.
No,
I'll probably end up watching that one because I know Vanessa will end up wanting to watch that one. That seems like something that's up her alley.
Yeah, burning witches at the stake.
Yeah,
I'm sure it'll be better than the Craft sequel.
Craft.
I can't believe she paid for that.
And then the other one was Tom Holland's new movie called Cherry. It's one where he's a bank robber.
Yeah. Yeah, and that one looks really good. I'm really interested in seeing that one.
Yeah, it looks interesting.
That was all the trailers. Did you guys see anything? Did you guys watch anything past couple of weeks that was interesting?
Well, they I guess had some images of the new Mortal Kombat movie were released.
Yeah. Yep, saw that. You guys weren't happy with that, huh?
No, I thought it looks cool.
Oh yeah, I didn't say I wasn't happy with it. I just noticed that Kano didn't have his eye plate. That's all.
Yeah, I think Kung Lao and Liu Kang look very, very faithful to the source material. So
when did they say summer? Was that going to be in summer?
I'm thinking probably like fall, maybe if I remember right. Maybe not.
Find out.
Only was like that was like a first look thing.
Yeah.
Oh, Mike, one thing I'll let you know too. I don't know if you knew this, but the first episode of Attack on Titan English dub came out this past weekend.
You think they're going to be doing the English ones a week at a time?
Yeah, they're 5 episodes into the Japanese, and
Yeah.
now this is the first episode of.
Perfect.
Yep.
Were you watching that on, Jed?
I've just been pulling it down. So
Okay.
but I think it's on
okay.
Crunchyroll. It's this, same place wherever they drop the
It's
other
on
seasons.
Funimation too.
Yeah,
I have
that's
it on
Funimation.
We watched it on Hulu, the first 3 seasons.
Have you read the manga like up into that season?
I haven't.
Okay,
because
they're
I didn't want to.
pretty close to it.
Yeah, I didn't really want. That's exactly why I didn't really want to.
Mortal Kombat is coming out April 16th.
Oh, that's before I thought it would be. Interesting.
What's the date again?
April 16th.
Oh, okay, nice.
Cells at Work and Cells at Work Code Black are currently airing on Funimation also. So it's still Japanese with English sub, but I started watching it, but I was kind of distracted, so I kind of turned it off. I'm not sure if I'm going to go back to watch the English sub or if I'm going to wait for a dub, but because I watched the first season on Netflix with the English dub, so I'm kind of familiar with that, So I don't know.
I don't know how popular it is. Quick they'll turn around the dub for that, but like I said, Attack on Titan was like 5 episodes in with the Japanese before they turned around the English dub, and it's the same voice actors too, Mike. From the, I mean, there's newer characters that they have new actors for, but the same people that did the previous characters in the other seasons are back too.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that shit, man. Speaking
about subtitles, I watched this Russian science fiction movie called Sputnik. It was all in like Russian and in the English subtitles. It was actually pretty good. It was a decent movie. It got kind of like a little weird at the end, but it kind of took place in the 80s, and it was about how 2 Russian astronauts went in space, and they brought back like a parasite with them and stuff, and like it was like inside the one cosmonaut and stuff, and it would come out at night with like about him knowing about it and stuff. And it was pretty good, pretty well done for being like a all Russian production type of thing. But I guess you got to be into like watching movies with like subtitles to actually enjoy it, because they didn't see any English dub of it. Yeah, sometimes I'm all right with it, like especially if the English is terrible. Like I was watching like the Headmasters and Master Force and all that shit. It's like, Jesus Christ, man! I went back and watched that shit in with the original language and subtitles. Mm-hmm. But if it's decent acting, I'd rather watch the no subtitles. Yeah,
live action I would rather watch in English subtitles with original voice language, just because I don't really like dubbing with live action, because it's just like the words not matching up with the lips really just kind of throws it off for me. Anime, it all depends on how I just end up watching it originally. Okay. So, like Transformers, I can't watch like any kind of G1 Transformer stuff in Japanese, because I have to hear Peter Cullen and all them talking. But like and like same thing with Dragon Ball. I can't watch Japanese language Dragon Ball at all, because every time I hear Goku speak, I want to fucking jam a fork in my ears. No, the voice is just so awful. It's so obnoxious. But then there's other animes where I like My Hero Academia. I started watching that in Japanese with English subs, and that's how I watch it now. I can't watch the English voice tracks. So it all just depends on how I started watching the series or whatever. Is how I usually prefer to continue watching it, I guess.
So like with the anime stuff, right, Levy? So you could watch it's easier. Let me make sure I got you right. So it's easier for you to watch a dub in an anime because there's not, it doesn't have to be perfectly synced with like what they're saying. Whereas if it's live action,
it's not as spot on. So
you didn't like watching like kung fu movies on Saturday morning that were English?
No, that's part of their charm. Of their charm. But like Kingdom on Netflix, I watched that in Korean. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Right. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah. plus a lot of times when you're doing dubbing and you're doing like a English version of it, you have to fit all of those words in English in that time period that the person's actually saying it, like, you know, in their native language, because you can't, you know, it might be extended to the amount of timing that it is, and that English voice actor has to fit all that real in. That's why it's like so fast sometimes.
The pacing can be off too, because sometimes they have to say, because like the like say the Japanese equivalent of what they're trying to say is, you know, maybe real short, but like in English it might, you know, be a bunch of words, and so they have to fit it all in a short span of time, or they may have to draw it out to because in Japanese or whatever language it's a lot more words, and so the pacing of the language itself seems off. Plus, one of the things I always watch my stuff with subtitles on, regardless. It's just a habit I got into.
Getting old.
Yeah, kind of.
Hard of hearing.
So I always watch it with subtitles. So one of the things that bothers me is that quite often when it's a foreign language film or show, and you turn on the English dubbing but keep the subtitles, they don't match.
Right. Yep.
Like the wording is different. Yeah, they're basically saying the same thing, but it's using different words or whatever, and that bothers me. I like that. I cannot stand. So like when what I'm hearing is not what I'm reading on the screen, and so I leave it in the original language voice track.
One of the big variations I saw when I was watching Death Note was that, and I went back and I started watching it in Japanese with subs because of that.
Yeah.
That being able to do that type of voice acting is actually like a talent that people look for when they hire those people.
Oh, like localization?
Because that's just being able to time it so that you can get it in within the right dubbing, you know, time. Yeah. It's like dubstep, but like in the whole dubbing of the time frame, your timestamp. Let's see, what was the other thing? Oh, I watched the rest of the Vikings. That was good.
Vikings?
Mm-hmm. That TV show, Vikings. Yeah. The season ended. They dropped the last 10 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
It was really good. A good ending too. That show just throughout all 6 seasons was just like solid through the whole. Mike, you're into that show, right?
Vikings. I actually didn't watch a single episode.
Really?
Yeah, and it's not because I wouldn't want to. It's just something I never got around to doing.
I did watch. I never watched Vikings. But I did watch the scene where they sentenced that guy to a blood eagle.
Oh yeah,
that was pretty gruesome. You've heard of that, Mike, right?
Yeah.
Man, that was actually really, really, really rough. It's really rough.
It's like I said, it was all 6 seasons. It was really well done. So the show's over now, Mike. So I mean, if you ever want to go back and watch the whole thing, it's actually really, really, really good.
Yeah.
I hear good things about it.
What was the other thing that I saw? Oh, did you guys watch the first episode of American?
Of what?
No, we've been American Gods.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been waiting for
season 2 of that yet. And I love the first season so much. I just never went back and revisited it. I'd probably have to start over from the beginning again.
Yeah, we haven't watched it, but we're definitely looking forward to
it. When you watch it, Mike, I'm sure you'll take notice to it. But they do this aspect ratio trick. It's like kind of subtle at first, but you kind of if you kind of like you notice things like that, like if you notice like black bars like kind of going up and down, but they do it like really like a real interesting like part of the story.
Mm-hmm.
So when you go to watch it, like keep an eye open for that. It's really it's quite unique and like stylistic. The director or whoever was that wanted to do that, like made that choice. I've never seen it done like that before, but it's really cool.
Like what do you mean, Jed? Like they
go from
some not, or
they go from like a 16:9 aspect to I forget what the other widescreen format is, but the whole show is like in like the format that fills your entire screen. And in parts of the one scene, when like certain things happen, the aspect ratio like slowly changes into 16:9, and you have like the black bars on the top and the bottom. and it's like it's not change of aspect. It's just that they made it as part of the story, and it's part of like the whole. And I don't want to ruin it because you see it, but it's like it's how they included it in with the story. It's like so well done, and I never saw that before. It's really cool. Something kind of like stuck out when I watched the show.
There was a show that I watched where they did stuff where they played around with the aspect ratio and stuff, where like certain scenes that were true widescreen signified something, where like they were dreaming or some, I can't remember what show it was, and it's on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember what it was, but like because 16:9 is like home HD, and then like I think like theatrical true widescreen is it's a bit wider or something. I can't remember.
Yeah, there's like
slightly different.
IMAX. Like IMAX is, whatever ratio that is, and then 16:9 is a different one. There's like 3 of them that they use for film, digital, and like 1080p broadcasts and stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, some other news that I heard was that Ethan Hawke is going to be the bad guy in the TV show.
What TV show?
What TV show?
Moon Knight.
Oh.
I'm actually looking forward to Moon Knight a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Moon Knight other than he's supposed to be Marvel's version of Batman, and he kind of worships some sort of god.
Khonshu.
Yeah.
Egyptian moon god.
I mean, outside of having the giant cape and I don't know. I guess he's Batman-ish. I guess I don't know.
He's got moon rings.
Yeah.
He's more fucked up than Batman, though, I think.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Batman's pretty fucked up.
I was gonna say Batman's got his issues, but I think Moon Knight's a little bit has a little bit of an edge on.
Oh, that may be, but because I guess Moon Knight talks to himself or something, right?
It's been a while since I read the books. I couldn't tell you. Like yourself, I'm not that familiar with the character.
Mm.
The other thing was I read that there's going to be an Indiana Jones game that's being made by Machine Games, and Bethesda is going to be involved with it. I don't know if that's production or if it's just what is Bethesda? They're publication now, right? Yeah,
well, they do publishing, but they also develop their own games and stuff.
I don't know if that's part of the new Lucasfilm Games Corp, or if is it? Okay, yeah. But Machine Games did that Wolfenstein remake, right? A few years ago.
I don't know. Well, they've made a number of Wolfenstein games in recent years.
Okay.
I think the last one was New Blood. Wolfenstein: The New Blood, maybe. I don't know. Whatever the last one was that had his daughters as main characters.
Did you guys watch any Cobra Kai?
Oh, I finished Cobra Kai, yeah.
How'd you feel about this third season compared to the others?
I thought the first 2 seasons were better. It was still good. I still really enjoyed it. It was a bit cheesier, I thought, than the first 2 seasons. There was a big Deus Ex Machina in the middle of it that I thought was kind of but I mean they needed some reason to get him to go to Japan. So spoiler alert. But and the way it ended, I thought it was very. I thought it was very. How do I want to describe it? It was very Hollywood movie how they ended the season, because quite frankly, if it was real life, I would have just called the fucking cops. I would have just called the fucking cops. I don't want to give away too much, because I'm sure some of our listeners may not have watched this new season yet, but
right.
I would have just called the cops, really. So, but I mean, it was cheesy in a good way. There was and there was plenty of nostalgia. I got a lot of great feels from it, and so it was predictable. There was a lot of predictability. I didn't like Robbie at all this season, where I actually did like his character arc in the first 2 seasons. Didn't like him at all this season. I thought he was wasted. I thought his character, his story arc went absolutely nowhere. So yeah, but all in all, I thought it was great. So despite it, I know it sounds like I'm complaining and bitching about it a bit, but no, I thought it was great. Like I said, the first 2 seasons I thought were better, but I really enjoyed it, and I'm definitely looking forward to season 4. So,
So did you guys watch anything at all? Anything you want to share?
What did we watch? We watched WandaVision tonight.
I watched
April
the
and I.
first episode of that, but I didn't watch the second episode, but I watched the first one.
We really like it. So
Did you watch the first episode, Mike?
No, not yet. When did it come out?
today.
Today? Nah. Man, how the hell, man? I got a job, man.
Well, it's half hour.
Oh, is that all it was? Oh,
Yeah.
all right. Nah, we did some running around. Well, I went up to Second and Charles after work, and then I had to come home and cram all the fucking trailers in at the last minute. So I didn't have a lot of time to do much.
Trailers are like voluntary now. I mean, you don't have to watch them if you don't want to.
No, why? Yeah. So, did you guys watch any of the trailers?
If I knew that, shit.
I'd be like, what'd you guys think of this? Do you have any trailers?
It was
Like,
good.
all right, let's.
What'd you think about it? I don't know.
Like, why would
2 minutes, I'll let
anybody
you know.
listen to this shit?
It's all about the racism and sexism.
Yeah, right.
That's what brings in the viewers.
Yeah. What viewers?
Listeners, you know what I mean.
Listeners. Oh, is that the first time you ever been to Second and Charles, Mike?
Yes. I had
What'd
no
you think?
goddamn
What was your
clue.
impression?
The place was there, and it was big. It's not like it was some little fucking hole in the wall. It was like a big.
One in Grape Street? Or I'm not
I
sorry,
don't know what you're talking about, dude. I was like, back when I went there in February, I was telling you guys all about that, how awesome it was. And
I remember you telling me about it, but I never heard of it then, and this is the first time I was ever there. And it was like, it was cool.
I'd heard of the place before you mentioned it, Jed, but
yeah,
I wasn't exactly impressed with the place when I went in.
well, see, I like reading books, so I like that part. I like that
I
place.
hear is the part where Jed fucking calls you a fucking unintellectual jack off because you don't read books there.
Plus, they had all the collectibles. That whole section of collectibles. They were either reselling or.
I thought they were overpriced, but that was me.
Well,
yeah,
sure
that
they are.
Inhumanoid, by the way, that Inhumanoid I stuck in the they were asking like $140 for that thing.
Which one?
That Inhumanoid, the green one with the tentacles and shit. The one that looks like a fucking. Was that his name? Yeah, $140.
I had Metlar when I was a kid. I really wanted to decompose.
That was a fucking terrifying show, man.
Yeah, it was.
Hell yeah.
I remember when Decompose turned the main chick into like one of his zombies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Decompose!
Is that a good price? I don't know. Did you look it up to see how much?
No, I didn't bother looking it up, but $140 seemed steep for like it's not like I don't know. It didn't have no
Means
accessories on it or nothing. It was just I guess, yeah.
Well,
I
as I
never looked at
recall, the Inhumanoid figures didn't actually have any accessories. They were just big.
Yeah.
Didn't one of them come with like goo that you put in it or whatever?
I don't recall that.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I know Metlar didn't. Metlar only had some light piping on his head, like a horn that was like
Wait, what was the okay? So there was Decompose. He had the rib cage up, right? And then Metlar was the big metal chested leader, right?
Yeah, he was like the demon looking guy. You could reach into his mouth and pull out balls of fire and fucking throw them and shit.
And then there's Tendril. What was the one that they made during the show? It was like a form or something, but it was like an offspring or something. They created it.
Oh, I don't know. I only remember those three.
I could swear there was something where you put goo on it and it like dissolved the person or something, or they like swallowed it and it was like in their stomach and you through the stomach and inside and it was like all gooey and slimy inside the stomach. No, because swore there was something like that. Maybe I'm thinking of a different show, but I thought for sure it was Inhumans because if it would be any show, it would be that one. I'll have to look it up then. Yeah, I love that place, man, because it's like not only is it just like there's like used books of like sci-fi, fantasy, and everything like that. There's like new stuff there, and they have like the whole anime section. Did you see that part, Mike, with all the manga stuff?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was a cool I didn't buy anything, but I thought like, I don't know, it was just a cool mix of stuff. A lot of stuff, interesting stuff.
Sean
Besides
actually
books.
has he had his book there in the front. He was selling at Second and Charles.
Oh, no shit.
They had it like on a stand there a few months ago, back when he had it published. Well, that's all the news I got. Unless you guys have anything before we get into Levy's weird news.
Not Really? Nah. Nothing outside of current events, but we don't want to beat that shit into the ground.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, did anything really interesting happen in the last couple of weeks? I mean,
That's all that's been on the news is that shit, so it's really hard to yeah, man. You know what? I do gotta you see that yeah. Oh my god, Drac the Destroyer. What's his name again? Batista.
Yeah.
Offered up this is horrible. This pisses me off so much. Offered up a $20,000 reward for those people that carved MAGA in the manatee's back. Did you hear about that fucking story?
I heard it wasn't really carved. There's like algae on its back, and they kind of.
Okay. All right. See, I read it wrong. I thought they like fucking took a knife and fucking hacked the thing in.
I mean, I could be wrong, but
that's what the headline says.
Yeah, well, of course the headline's going to say that because they want you to click on the article. But when I was reading, if I remember correctly, I think it was actually just in the algae itself. They didn't actually cut into the manatee.
Okay.
But I mean, it's still illegal. You're not supposed to touch these things because they're protected. And so, yeah.
Well, Jack the Destroyer wants a piece of their ass.
Yeah, give it to
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, we ready for weird news?
Weird news. Give it to us, Levy.
Weird news. All the weird news that's fit to print. See here. Oh, this is a good one. All right, so I have a couple stories tonight. First one I call "He Should Have Written It Down," and this comes from the Independent. I don't know if you have been keeping up with finance news lately, but Bitcoin value has gone through the roof.
Yeah, I have heard about that.
I believe it peaked at like over $40,000, and then it dropped back down to like 30 something. But I think it's going back up again. I haven't really been following it the last couple of days, but so some people, they store their Bitcoin in these what are they called? Digital wallets. Okay, they're called iron keys. There may be other types, but this man, it's what they do is like they're encrypted hard drives. It's an encrypted hard drive and it holds the keys to your digital wallet or whatever, right?
It's a keychain.
Right, yeah, something like that. And like it's password, and so you have to enter the password in order to access the Bitcoin inside, or the Bitcoin data, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this guy had 7,002 Bitcoin in one of these iron key drives, and I guess he was gifted the Bitcoin years ago, and now it's worth about $220 million, right?
Yeah.
Except he forgot the password.
Yeah, I did actually hear about this shit, man. Isn't he a younger cat? Isn't he a younger cat, Levy?
He's a German programmer living in California. I don't know if it says how old he is, but he doesn't. I don't think he's like all that old. But so he forgot his password, and the security on these things is if you put in the password in wrong 10 times, and this number does not reset. If you put it in wrong 10 times, it gets encrypted and locked out forever.
And he's up to what, 8?
8.
Yeah. So I don't. Okay. I think this is bullshit. Not that the story is bullshit, but I think it's bullshit that your money just goes away if you fuck up. You lose your like there. You know what I mean? There should be some sort of fucking safeguard against that shit.
Password.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying, like, any other fucking website you go on, you forget your password, they email you your fucking password.
Well,
so who makes off with your motherfucking money when you fuck up? Like, who's gonna get this motherfucking money?
Nobody does.
Well, see, that's how it works. Like, it's a different type of platform and system. It's all based around your keychain and your encryption, and everything is all part of the chain. And you're supposed to remember that password because that's the only way that you can act. I mean, you're supposed to, when you first create your keychain and everything, you're supposed to memorize that or have it, stored someplace separate where you'll never forget it, because that's the part of the encryption, is that there is no recovery. That's how it works.
Yeah. And
kind of like when I was looking at this stuff like about a year ago or so, is like when you kind of post things and stuff, it's part of the chain. And if it's still active and you use it, it like stays. But if it's like kind of like goes abandoned, it disappears, because they don't store anything like on a server. It's all part of the group chain that's part of the whole network. So when you have coin that you basically either have bought or gifted or generated or
It's just in any way in your possession.
right, yeah, you get that's your part. It's part of the chain, and if you don't have access to anymore, it goes back into the chain, and that's just it. So if you don't if you're not smart password down or keep it, then that's your own fucking.
But you said the money goes back to nobody.
No.
Like, well, it's got to go somewhere. Somebody has to.
No, the money doesn't.
It's part of the chain.
Yeah, it's there, but no one can access it.
See, Bitcoin isn't actually like a legal tender. You have to have people buy it from you. Kind of like we were talking about that guy's art and how he was selling everything. And it was all like digital, like ownership type of thing. There was nothing physical about it. It's the same thing how Bitcoin works. It's the same type of chain media. Well, I shouldn't say media. It's a chain, type of system that it uses. And it's there's no real owner. It's just you pay someone to say that you own Bitcoin. Is like you have to go into like a trade to go and sell that coin, and then it's like a standard market, and that's why the whole value and everything fluctuates.
Right.
Something similar happened a couple years ago where this guy was managing all sorts of people's investments. I don't think it was Bitcoin. It was another kind of cryptocurrency. I think.
There's a bunch of them.
He was managing it, and he died. And
that sucks.
No one knew the password,
right?
So all their money's gone.
Yeah,
because no one knows.
Yeah.
No, the thing is, it wasn't like one of these iron key wallets or whatever. It was just that no one knows the password to his laptop.
Oh man, that just be
no, but because it's set up that if the password's entered in wrong so many times, it wipes the hard drive. It burns the hard drive.
You don't put the password in. You get into it another way.
But there's a theory about that guy that he actually just made off with all the money and faked his death and went to Thailand or some shit.
That's a possibility. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so now this guy also he's not destitute by any means because he does have Bitcoin in other places too that he does have access to. So he's doing well for himself. It's just that this is a lot of money to have locked away and potentially not ever have access to. So,
yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah. I wish I would have gotten on that back in the day when I remember, people were rigging that stuff and it was real cheap to get in on it.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's like,
that's
bullshit.
The thing. You never know what's going to become valuable, especially in the market like that. You never know. So, all right. So for my second story, this is from iflscience.com. I call it, "They grew so fast there wasn't mushroom left in his body." This guy was hospitalized after injecting himself with a tea that he'd made from magic mushrooms, and the fungus began to grow in his veins.
Is this real?
Yeah, apparently. Like I said, this is from IFL Science.
Okay.
So, let's see here. It was a 30-year-old man referred to as Mr. X for anonymity purposes. He sought to self-medicate for opioid dependence and depression. Doctors first became aware when he was brought into the emergency department by his family, who were concerned by his state of confusion. His family reported that he had recently stopped taking medication prescribed for bipolar disorder, after which he began to swing between depressive and manic states. And it was during this period that he began to research into therapeutic effects of microdosing LSD and psilocybin, a naturally occurring psychedelic produced by over 200 species of mushrooms. So he obtained magic mushrooms and prepared what he called a mushroom tea by pouring boiling water onto the fungus, which contains the water-soluble psilocybin. Drinking the mushroom tea is a method used by some recreational takers. However, Mr. X took the unusual step of preparing it for injection by drawing it through cotton before injecting the concoction into his veins. And so by the time his family discovered him, days later, he had jaundice, nausea, diarrhea, extreme confusion, was vomiting blood. His organs had begun to fail, including his kidneys and his lungs, and he had suffered from an acute liver injury. His heart rate was elevated, and he was experiencing septic shock. In essence, Things were not looking good by any measure, and he was placed in an intensive care unit. Clots were forming in his blood, and in perhaps the most viscerally grim part of the case study, the team describes how they took cultures from his blood and found that the species of mushroom he had injected was now growing in his blood. So, yeah, don't inject mushrooms, folks. That's the lesson to take away.
Isn't that a cure for the coronavirus?
Do you remember that old 80s troll?
Yeah, Troll? Yeah.
Remember
Wait,
he had
the old
a ring?
80s troll?
Yeah.
The movie, Troll.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He had a ring, and he would poke people, and they would turn into like, trees and mushrooms.
Yep.
Yeah. This is like a real life troll.
So just eat your mushrooms like everyone else. Don't make tea out of it and then inject it into yourself. Or if you're going to make a tea, just drink it.
Just drink it like a normal fucking person.
Yeah. People always fucking do weird shit. So anyway, so my final story I call Chasing That Dragon. Once again from iflscience.com. This is interesting. Parrots keep attacking poppy farms to get high on opium. In India, there are farms that grow opium for to manufacture painkillers and other medications and such, right? Well, their opium crops are being ruined by parrots who keep returning to raid their farms in an attempt to get high. What they
Paul,
do
you want a speedball?
They tried all sorts of things, including playing loudspeakers to fend off the birds, but work because they really, really, really want that sweet high. What they do is they wait for the farmers to open the pods, and that's when they come and attack and try and get the seeds or whatever. So some of them even grab entire pods and carry them away. They wait until the farmers slit open the opium poppy seeds in order to ripen them, at which point they begin their attacks. The parrots are surprisingly determined and sophisticated in their approach. Usually the parrots would make sound when in a group, but these birds have become so smart that they don't make any noise when they swoop on the field. The birds start chirping when they fly away with the opium pods.
See, what they gotta do is they gotta wait till those birds go, right? And then follow them back to their crack house, and that's when you fucking get them. When they're all fucking looped up, right? Then that's when you get them. Not when they're jonesing for the fucking next fix. That's when they're violent.
That's when they're most determined. We have tried every trick possible to keep the birds at bay, but these addicts keep coming back, even at the risk of their life. So, which is actually really kind of sad when you think about it.
Yo, fuck those birds, man.
Go birds.
So yeah, that's it for my weird news.
All right, you guys want to move on to toy news? So, in Transformer toy news, so X-Transbox put out a couple teasers, or not teasers, but pictures of, I guess they're doing the youth versions, as they call them, of Motormaster and, what was the other one? Was it Wild Rider?
Dead End.
Dead End, yeah.
The youth versions, they call them, right?
Yeah. It makes me wonder if they're going to also do a trailer for that Motormaster.
Well, I think they are, because the youth version of that Menasor actually has the toy look for the chest and stuff like that. And I don't think that comes with the
yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. That little car that goes in the chest. Yeah.
They did a G2, right?
We haven't seen the G2 Motormaster yet. Or
they have done G2 for the other ones, though, right?
Yeah, they have. Yeah, they've done G2. They're getting their money's worth out of that one.
Was like the G2 like trailer like pink or something? Something it was the same color.
It was purple.
Is it purple?
It's purple. Yeah. Now the G2 set, the original G2 set was never released.
All right.
But let me see if I can find a G2.
I remember that getting being sold on eBay for like or something.
$27,000 originally.
Yeah, I got one right here. Let's see here. Oops, it's fucking terrible. Yeesh. There you go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The trailer's blue. The cab is purple. That's right. Yeah. The G2 colors are just awful.
Yeah, they are, man. But it was a thing, so people will want it, I guess.
Hmm.
Could you imagine
those people?
You roll off the fucking assembly line as Motormaster, and you're like, and you look at yourself in the mirror? I would be like, dude, put me the fuck back in the paint booth. I'm not having this shit. That's terrible.
Yeah.
I always forget that the G2 in this case, the one I'm looking at, but the G1/G2 mold had a base mode. Forgot that it had a base mode.
Yeah, all of the G1 Torso Scramble City guys had base modes.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone ever used them, but like they could also like connect up with Triptychon and
Right, yeah.
Metroplex.
I remember seeing that. I didn't remember. It's funny. I got the trailer for base mode. Me and Nate, we were laughing about it. We're like, we're the only two motherfuckers out here getting this fucking trailer for base mode. Shit.
So let me ask you, Mike.
Yes.
Out of the two Motormasters that you have Fans Toys and you have X Transbots, right?
Yeah.
Which one do you like better?
As a standalone?
Yeah.
It's still kind of a loaded question because the Fans Toys one is so cool because they found a way to do that and turn that into the entire tractor trailer, which is pretty fucking impressive. And it's not
magic.
Yeah, and it's not an excruciatingly painful process either. I mean, getting everything completely cleaned up at the end, takes a little bit of TLC, but for the most part, like the actual transformation itself isn't one that'll make you pull your hair out of your head. So to me, that's fucking amazing.
I think the foot transformation on the Fans Toys is really just amazing because they somehow managed to accomplish essentially mass shifting with that shit.
Yeah, it is pretty wild. And I've done it a couple times and I still can't really tell you how they do it. It's fucking crazy shit, man.
I mean, his feet are the legitimate cab section of the truck, which is just amazing how they engineered that.
Yeah. And they even found a way to like put the fake wheel, on it and all that shit, which is pretty wild. Like, yeah, man. I mean, it's a little unfair because they found a way to put the whole trailer into Motormaster and kept him at a somewhat manageable size for Masterpiece, even though I think he's a little tall, but still, well within range. Yeah. And maybe that's what makes it better because, that's pretty fucking impressive. I mean, dude, the X Transbots one is really good for what it is, which is the cab only. Mm-hmm. And he's a really good figure and he looks good. And Backpacks looks big in pictures and shit like that, but when you see it in person, it's like it's fine, and he's very articulated and all that stuff. But like, man, if you held a gun to my head, I would probably still say the Fans Toys, but definitely it's like a 51-49 type of thing. And Fans Toys to me probably gets the edge because of the way that they figured out how to put that whole thing into one robot.
Let me ask you guys a question. I don't think I ever asked you guys this back when that came out, but would you be open for, like, say, that same type of design for an Optimus Prime with the trailer, all in one?
What do you mean?
Like, have Optimus Prime transform, and he actually has the part of this whole transformation, just like that Motormaster was.
Probably like not.
Motormaster, where like the trailer incorporates into the main body.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, probably not. No. And the reason I say that, and I don't know if this is what Levy's thinking too, but because like Motormaster's trailer never was good for anything except for the trailer. Like Prime's trailer had a purpose. It was like another component, a component of him. Yeah. Along with Roller. So
I mean, Motormaster was the entire truck and trailer. That was him. His entire robot body was that truck and trailer. Prime has always been just the cab, and the trailer has been a separate component, along with Roller and everything. So yeah, no, I would not like that.
Cool.
Did you guys see the video review for the combined form for the X Transbots Motormaster that somebody posted this week?
Was this the British guy?
I didn't watch it, but I did read people's comments on it saying that he was very biased in other groups, trash talking X-Trans bots leading up to this, and they said that he mistransformed the feet and tried to stand them on tile floor, which made the legs, slip out from under him and stuff like that. And he was like, I guess he was pointing out issues with the wrist, but people were saying that like he was either intentionally or unintentionally doing something wrong with that, and then doing something wrong with the elbows, because I guess the elbow didn't supposedly hold the weight of the sword. But people are saying that he was manipulating the elbow to fall down. So I didn't watch it, but I
watched it. I watched it, and it made it look like he did make it look like a piece of shit. But the thing is that like I've seen pictures of it do stuff that he said it couldn't do. Like I just saw a picture today because he put like the arm out with the sword, and the sword just flopped over like with complete ease, And it's like, dude,
you mean at the wrist, right?
The wrist. Yeah. What did I say?
Yeah. Okay.
At the wrist and in the hands and the elbows, because he had the elbow like real loose too, like where he would hold the arm up and the forearm would just kind of flop down. But I've seen pictures of him holding the sword like in all kinds of crazy ass poses and shit. So I was like, man, I thought there was a little something fishy about it. The floor thing was completely unfair because he had it on a tile floor. Now the I don't know what was going on with the hip ratchets, because if they were stronger, they would be able to hold it, but the floor certainly didn't help. But
you're also saying that he mistransformed the feet.
Well, it was a real short. It was only it was a very short video. He already had it in combined mode, so you really didn't see him put it together. And to be fair, I was watching it on my cell phone, so I wasn't really like it's not like you're watching on your computer screen and you can pick out all those little details. But even as I was watching it, I'm like, man, I know companies let figures get out there with minor tolerance issues or QC issues from time to time and shit like that, but like, dude, for a company to put out that combiner, especially that it's their first one, so all other combiners done by X-Trans bots from here on out are going to be judged by this Menasor. Like, for them to put something out that's that shitty, like, it just didn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense. So I wasn't really putting a whole hell of a lot of stock into it. I was going to wait to see, something by like a review. You know what I mean? Like, I want to see Bobby's review of the thing, or P.O., whatever the fuck his name is, or one of those guys, or Pake, you know what I mean? Like somebody that I actually...
Didn't Ben do one?
Yeah, actually he did do one, and it didn't do all that shit. But Ben loves everything. Like he's a little bit like Matt, you know what I mean? Like he's so nice about everything, and you never hear him bash anything, even when it deserves a bashing. So like, I like his reviews and shit like that, and it's cool, but I definitely don't base my whether or not I want to buy something based on I want more of a straight shooter. Like I like Pake's reviews a lot, and Bobby's a straight shooter too, So I just want to that's what I want. I want to hear something out of one of those guys.
Yeah.
You're always going to find somebody who's just not happy with the company or happy with paying the prices and stuff to find fault with it and then exaggerate it.
Well,
so
it was a good
until you hear more than like one person complain about it, like when 2 or 3 people start reporting things, then it becomes more serious and you pay attention to it. When you have somebody out there just voicing their opinion and saying it's shit and nobody else has yet, then it's kind of hard to take it seriously.
Take it with a grain of salt.
That's the same thing that happens every time a new figure comes out. It's like when that the Beast Wars Megatron came out, the MP or whatever, and it was a one guy, ham-fisted something broke, a hip broke or some shit, and the next thing you know, you hear everybody, oh well, the Megatron, the Beast Wars Megatron has all kinds of hip issues and this and that, but then you keep seeing the same picture over and over again. It's like, okay, well, that guy had an issue, so where's all these other issues? Until, like you said, until you start hearing it. Well, that's how rumors start in anything, not just toy reviews.
Sure.
You know what I mean, like that's just how it is, man. When one Karen complains about something, and then the next thing you know, it's like, oh, these people out there are complaining about X, Y, and Z. Well, no, this is one asshole. So yeah.
Yep.
So we'll see what goes on there. I don't know, man. X-Trans bots has come such a far way with their quality that I have a hard time believing that. until I either see it myself, or which I'm going to as soon as this fucking trailer comes out, or I see one of these guys that I trust as a reviewer does a review on him and tells me that it's shit. You know, I'll reserve judgment until then. But yeah, I did see that, Levy. Let me see. Oh yeah, so yeah. By the way, I know she's come out. She's been out for a couple weeks now. That RC is pretty impressive. The MPRC. Have you been seeing a bunch of the pictures going around of that thing?
Yeah, the articulation's really, really good on that.
It really is, man. It's like she's, man. I wish she didn't have the worst cans on earth, because she does. She looks, outside of that, like she just looks so good. Like the more I look at it, like the Fans Toys one is actually built like she's built like a supermodel, like she has no curves and shit like that. I mean, she has a little bit of curves, but she's just kind of,
Which one, the Fans Toys?
The Fans Toys one. The RC, the MPRC is like built like she's built like a girl, like a real girl, kind of got like a big ass on her and shit. And like her legs is like, from the waist down, it looks fucking incredible. And even like the head and the arms and everything, it's just that fucking chest, dude. Like, I'm gonna have to keep my eyes open if some sort of fourth party comes out with some sort of fix that gives her like a normal looking chest. I have seen people do mods to it already where they've like sanded it down. I've seen somebody. I just saw somebody. You might have saw the same thing that we might have saw the same thing. That dude, the one dude did like a extra thing on top and made it in a way that like transformation was still possible with that thing on there. Mm-hmm. So it wouldn't surprise me, because it's terrible. It looks terrible, but it man, articulation wise, I've seen it in so many poses, and not just like the, not the fucking, 45-year-old virgin, stripper poses, like action poses, you know what I mean? Like the kind of poses you put your Storm collectibles or your Mayfexes in or some shit, like right. Damn, man, it looks really fucking good, dude. It's pretty impressive and shit. I saw one where she was like, she was on top of Hot Rod. Hot Rod was in car mode, and she was like, she had her hands on his roof, but her legs were out, like doing a split, like she was doing like this Van Damme thing and shit. And it's like, holy fuck, man, that's pretty fucking impressive. I saw her standing on one hand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's just a bummer about them titties, man. 2 out of 10 would not bang. Yeah. Okay, so Fans Hobby put out, I know you guys don't care about this, but I feel I just got to mention it for people that do care about it. Fans Hobbies put their teasers out for the Go Shooter.
So
Go Shooter if you're a Western honky. So that's fucking cool, man. Yeah, they're wrapping up that Autobot Master Force shelf, because they
Which one's Go Shooter?
Go Shooter is not Nightbeat, the other one, Siren, but like the Master Force version of Siren.
Okay.
So in America you had Siren and Nightbeat, and in Japan you had Go Shooter and what the Minerva? Fuck was Nightbeats? Nah, Minerva was. Oh yeah, it was Minerva, but she was a completely different character. But she was based on Siren's mold. So you had Siren, you had Hosehead, Siren, Nightbeat, Minerva, and Go Shooter. And it looks like they're probably going to do all of them, because I imagine if they're going to do the Go Shooter, they're going to probably try to get their money's worth out of that mold and do Nightbeat or Siren afterwards. So yeah, so that's cool. So I'm pretty psyched on that. And then I guess, I don't know, Hosehead should be coming shortly after that. And they I think they showed pictures of their packaging for that Armada Optimus Prime that they're putting out.
Yeah, I saw that too.
We don't particularly give a shit about, but it definitely looks cool. They're a pretty prolific company. It's funny, man. It's come down to like 4 companies now. It's come down to like Fans, as far as MPs go, like Fans Toys, X Transbots, and KFC. We'll lump them in together, and then Fans Hobby and Ocular Max. And outside of that, really, there's not a whole hell of a lot in the way of MPs anymore. But those particular companies are putting shit out so prolifically that I guess it really kind of doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't know what Makes Toys is doing, but I know they're doing that EX for the Seekers, but I have no idea what's going to happen after that.
I have no faith in them at this
There was
point.
news about that Galvatron, that the Cross Dimensions Galvatron.
Yeah.
Remember they
yeah.
had talked about that, but you're right. It's like if they are doing stuff, they're doing it really slow.
Well, I know the Acid Storm. I had the Acid Storm pre-ordered on TF Source, and that thing. It was originally it said January. Well, now it's February. You know, and the fucking cone heads. Who the hell knows where the cone heads are? It's like, dude, I would love for them to get through the headmasters as well after the cone heads, but like if they can just give me these fucking cone heads, and then like it's almost like I don't give a shit anymore. You know, like somebody at some point will do a Chrome Dome or not Chrome Dome. Highbrow and Brainstorm. I'd like to see them do it because I want them to, you know, I'd like to see them finish up. But
the Meteor EX is out, but I don't know. Maybe we'll see if it is or not.
Meteor EX is supposed to come out when?
This month.
I actually got that too. I know you did too. Yeah,
I did.
Pre-ordered.
Yep. Just to see if there was any type of real difference with it or not. I know it comes with all the extra accessories, and see if they made any changes to the actual.
They did a lighter face. Didn't they do a lighter face for him?
Yeah, I think it's just a plate though. I mean, I'm
that's
talking about like the whole thing.
Oh.
Yeah, but I mean, I missed out. I wasn't like Levy ran and got like all the Seekers at the show that one. Get you know Thundercracker or Skywarp. So if they're going to re-release that, then you know I'll have the opportunity to pick those two guys up.
Did you hear about that? I think I saw somebody that said that they plan to re-release the Skywarp and Thundercracker, which would be cool because I know a lot of they were expensive. I couldn't believe how fucking expensive they were, man.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. Levy actually made a wise financial decision at that show, folding like a cheap suit buying those fucking things.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I should have did that.
But we'll see. We'll see what goes on. I don't know. I hope they can get through the cone heads, but until I see something. Well, actually, you know what? The Jazz came out, didn't it? The Jazz
the premium.
So at least something's happening. So I guess that's a good sign, I guess.
But if you think about it, it's nothing new though. It's all just the reissues with extra crap, you know?
Yeah. It is, but at least there's some production going on somewhere. I mean, right. I know it's not any new molds, but I guess the closest thing to a new mold would be, I guess, the other two cone heads because they have like different wing parts, but still just a retool.
Right.
So, but
yeah, the Acid Storm, you know, Stars, you know, even Jazz, that's all stuff they already had put out.
Yeah.
So they're just throwing some extra accessories in the box and they're re-releasing it as a, you know, like version or whatever EX version.
Yeah. So let's get on to the Springer. So let's lay out the timeline for everybody that hasn't been following along for the last 3 years. So maybe 2 years ago, I don't know. What I'm exaggerating. Was it 2 years?
3 years, roughly. It's been 3 years.
Was it? Has it been 3 years?
It's been 3 years. Yeah.
So X-Transbox teases their Springer 3 years ago. Jed pre-orders them right at $130. So fast forward through 3 years. So today I'm like, I see helicopter mode pics, and they're showing off the helicopter mode. He's got a flight stand. He's got, like you said, that thing that looks like a salad dish is the rotor like in motion.
Right.
I guess that's cool, but I don't know who the fuck is ever gonna display them like that. But the missile from the I Got Better Things to Do Tonight Than Die missile from the movie. Mm-hmm. The Synthoid from Only Human. What was the name of the episode? Only Human.
Too Human, I think it is. Is it?
Nah, it was either Only Human or Almost Human.
I think it's Almost Human.
Only Human. It is Only Human. Anyway, the Synthoid, the Springer Synthoid. What else? Oh, a couple faces, a couple guns, a couple thruster effects that were coming out of the back of the helicopter. Am I missing anything? So basically a bunch of so I see those pictures. I'm like, man, they look pretty good. And yeah, the flay stand. So I see those and I'm like, you know, and I was like, I like Apache, but I don't love it. Like, I like it a lot. And if it's the last Springer I ever had, it'd be fine. But I'm like, you know what, man? So I went to Chosen Prime's website and I check and I see that I thought for sure it was going to say pre-order sold out or get on waiting list or whatever. and
Right.
the Springer, the X Transbox Virtus is still available. So I'm like, fuck it, man. I'm gonna just get it, you know. And what's the word? Like I said, what's the worst that could happen? I love it, and I sell Apache, and I don't know how much Apache is going for, but most of the time, Fans Toys shit does all right in the secondary market.
Mhm.
And if I hate it, I could just sell it, and it's like I got it at a discount, so maybe I'll break even, you know. And so it's no harm, no foul to just get to sample another toy, you know, rent it for a week or two. So I order it, and then later on, I see Chosen Prime has the pre-order up, so I click on that one because I noticed it said. What was it? Deluxe edition or no?
Premium.
Was that the word?
Premium.
The premium edition. So I click on that one and it's $199 as opposed to the 130. So it's like $200 bucks versus 130. So you were right on the money on that. You said, I can see it being $200, and that's exactly what it was. So here's my guess. I guess the original one that we originally had pre-ordered is going to be Springer, the missile, and his weapons. And I'm guessing that's probably actually, you know what? I'm gonna go. Hang on a second. Let me pull this up so I could actually have so I can have some actual information. There we go. All right. So here's the regular version, and here is the regular version says it comes with Springer, his bio card, instruction manual, a gun, the movie bomb, and a clear flight stand.
Yeah, but that's been saying that for 3 years. They didn't change or update any of that stuff.
Well, no, that's not the premium one. That's the regular one.
Right.
So
that's what I'm saying. That's been saying that for like 3 years. They didn't update the. I don't think there's going to be a stand coming with
the stand.
Yeah, I don't
the regular one.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to come with a stand. I don't think they haven't actually even released any information. Standard version is going to be yet. The one thing that
so hang on. Let me go through this list real quick, and then we can talk about it. I just want to read the list off of what's coming with the premium version. What it says. So it says Springer, the movie missile, shooting 2 shooting effects, which I guess are those thruster things that we saw on the back of the helicopter. The movie gun, the cartoon gun, the synthoid, the base, a sword, propeller effect, which I guess is that ring. 5 replacement faces, or five replacement cartoon faces, and 1 comic face.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what they're saying comes with the premium version. Springer,
right?
Yeah. So now, anyways, not to cut you off, but what were you about to say?
Well, like I said, we don't really know what's standard. So what it actually details. Well, one thing that I saw, which was interesting, was that on BBTS is like a brand new listing for them. They didn't have the older one before that or anything. Yeah, they have it where it says that that the Virtus features die-cast parts in his joints and feet, as well as clear jet windows, more articulation, a base, rubber tires, and more.
More articulation? Is that what it said?
Yeah, that's the one thing that kind of popped out at me was it said more articulation. What is that?
More.
I don't know. More than what? The standard version? You know? And the other thing that they had listed too, nano whatever paint, I think, figure. So I wonder, what is the standard version going to be? Is it going to be like a shittier version? Because they're talking about all the different type of joints and stuff like that are, available and everything in the premium version. But is it going to be a shittier paint? Is it going to be a different mold? Is it going to be different joints in it, different design?
I doubt it's going to be a different mold, but I could definitely see different paint. A lot of times, or Fans Toys, does the regular version and does the metallic paint version. I could see the premium one being, the metallic painted to the nines and all that shit, and the regular version not. And I could see not having most of those accessories. Which truthfully, I don't give a fuck about any of them except for the bomb. Except for the missile. I don't need the salad plate. The base is kind of cool, but I'm never gonna fucking use it because he would be in robot mode anyway. Mm-hmm. The blast effects I don't give a shit about. The synthoid is cool, but unless they're gonna do a Magnus RC and hot rod, that doesn't matter,
Right. And I wanted to bring that up later then.
And why yellow faces? Or is that just a weird render color?
I don't know. I don't know if those are renders or not, but it shouldn't be yellow.
No.
I know that maybe the comic version is yellow. for Marvel or something, but not the regular cartoon. It's gray. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of different information that's like, I mean, it says it's supposed to be a clear windows, but in the picture it does not look clear at all.
Nah, it's definitely not a clear window. A matter of fact, the picture I'm looking at, it has a fucking scratch. The window has a scratch in it.
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, it's those same pictures. And I showed you like the comparison between the render and the release. You know, and that front paint, that's the one thing I think that bothers me the most is the way those vents in the chest were supposed to be painted yellow and a little bit more recessed, and it's not.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with you. That would probably bother me a little bit too.
And if you look real close, you can tell that chest piece green color is like not right compared to the other two green colors that are supposed to be part of that figure. It's just not. It's like it's just off, you know.
Yeah, I don't know that. I don't know that green color matches any other green anywhere else on there.
Right,
because the green below it, like the front chest piece on the very bottom of it, like the bottom quarter of the chest piece, like where you see the seam. That light green, that looks like it matches the rest of the light green that's on here. And then there's that really dark green that like the main body is made out of. And then that chest green doesn't really look like, I guess maybe it probably looks like it could be the same color as like the rotor, the basic, like the middle pin of the rotor or whatever, like where the rotor's connected. I guess, I don't know. I mean, it looks all right, but I agree. I don't hate this, but I agree with you. The render they did looks better, like with the yellow insides of that chest piece and it being recessed a little bit more. Like I definitely agree with that. And the gray, the other thing you said something about the gray being a different color.
Yeah, it's lighter.
It's definitely lighter because you said something about, oh, maybe it's the camera, and I thought that for a second too. But if you look at the greens look darker. So the greens couldn't look darker and the gray lighter. If it was a camera thing, it would have been like, you know, both of them. So I think I think you're right. I think the grays are just lighter.
See, the other thing that was different too is that the blades were supposed to be like chrome based on the render. I mean the sword, but the rotor, the stabilizer tail rotor was also supposed to be chromed.
Yeah,
and it's not.
Now is his rotor going to make the sword? Yeah.
Allegedly, that's what I thought it was.
Yeah, because they don't have it pictured there in that one picture with like all the accessories. He's not.
So you have a $200 pre-order go up, this premium version that looks this way, and there's no car, no robot photos at all.
Yeah,
Yeah. Why?
So what are you planning on doing? Are you planning on sticking with the regular version, or are you planning on upgrading, or what?
Well, I guess it all depends on what happens with like what the unquote standard version is supposed to be, because when I pre-ordered that, like I paid that off like 3 years ago.
Oh, okay.
So it's already sitting there, ready to roll. But that's what I'm saying. If they're going to say that the bot is different, like there's actually something different, like there is different articulation or different, materials that are made or a different paint, then yeah, I'm going to get the premium version, even though I get like the extra fucking flight stand and salad plate that I'll never use. But
the salad plate.
I want the quality, figure.
Right.
But I guess I'll have to see if more information is going to come out or there'll be more pictures of it, because I don't know. It's a little disappointing to me at that point, just because of the colors and everything else.
I might have to do a little digging. Maybe at some point, maybe I'll hit B up and ask him, I don't bother him very often. So when I do bother him, he actually answers me. So maybe I'll send him a message on the DL and be like, yo man, what's up with this? What's up with these springers, bro?
And there's no way, that standard version, it's going to be at least 160. It has to be, because that's what lock is. There's no way they're going to go under.
I guess we'll find out. We'll get they've done it before, like they did it with one of the Fans Toys Stunticons, and it was it Blitzwing? Their Blitzwing pre-order, I think, because the Blitzwing was around the same price. I think it was 130 or 140, and the new one, damn, I can't remember what his name is. Oh, Berserk. I'm gonna look it up real quick. It only went up a little bit, so it was like 120, I think, and now it's showing for 145. But I remember, like, anytime that happened, and it has happened on a handful of occasions, like when something like that happens, he sends out an email and it's like, hey, you know, there's a $20 price increase, or there's a whatever price increase. And it's like, if you want to, you know, cancel your pre-orders is completely understandable. But if not, you owe us $20.
Yeah. Right.
Not worded exactly like that, but that's basically the gist of it. So
yeah, basically, so whatever price you pre-order at, it's not locked in like it would be like on Amazon or
right.
It's adjusted.
Yeah, so I don't know. I guess we'll find out. We'll find out soon enough. But yeah.
So
man.
with the was it only human figure?
Only human, yeah.
So they also showed like the Ultra Magnus.
Yes,
So-
that's extremely interesting.
So that could lead to I guess would be like, you know, any type of speculation. Going to do an Ultra Magnus, or they're going to do maybe an RC or a hot or maybe not hot rod, but like a Rodimus Prime or something. It's possible.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I would be down to see X Transbots Rodimus and an Ultra Magnus. I'd be down to see, because I'll tell you what, the fucking man, I tried to talk Brother Kyle out of that. Like, man, we were down there because it's been a while since I took him down to show him the room and shit. So we were creeping around down in the Transformer room, and I'm selling all my MPs off, you know, 3 or 4 at a time. They're going on as I can find boxes big enough for him. And he's looking at the pile. He's, hey, what are you doing with these, man? I said, yeah, I'm getting rid of them. And he's like, oh yeah. And he's like looking through, and he's like, yo, what about that? What's up with that Rodimus? And I tried to talk him into DX9 carry. I was like, listen, man, I'm like, he's cool and all, but I'm like, DX9 carry is the better figure, you know? Like, I have them. I had both of them. I fucked with both of them. I'm like, of course I want to sell you this because I want the money and I don't want to have to ship it and all that shit. But like, DX9 carry is like the better figure, and he just wasn't down with like the stylized, like that OX look. So, you know, he bought it and he said he likes it, and that's cool. But like, man, it's just so, I don't know, man, especially the hands. Those are the worst hands on any Transformer ever, going back to G1. Because at least the G1s, they can hold their guns. You know, like this, not that Hot Rod has guns most of the time. He's using those blasters on his wrists or whatever. But like, yeah, I would like to see XTV tackle either one of them. Because like, I don't know, the Rodimus sucks, and the Magnus is cool, but he's man, I don't know. He's in that no man's land of MPs, like where they were like half in between, like doing realistic ones, and they were starting to shift into this like cartoon accurate thing they got going on. And I don't know. I just feel like X Transbots is really kind of like doing a pretty decent job of finding the happy medium. You know, they're making shit that's cartoon accurate, but they're still making like, because sometimes those real super cartoon accurate ones aren't good action figures. Like Ultra Magnus is a big, bulky, like brick. Even in MP mode, like his arms don't go past 90 degrees. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't have very good leg articulation at all. You know, he doesn't have much of an ankle. Like he's okay. And as a figure standing on the shelf, he looks great, but you can't really do nothing with him. You know, like
there's
even
that whole, for the like butt flap thing too.
Yeah, well, you know what? I had sold mine, and I got the Toy House Factory, like the KO, and they fixed the butt flap, so they at least took care of that shit. But you know, there's just a whole hell of a lot of other things that are going on with that figure, and it's like, yeah, I would love to see him tackle all those, man. You know, because they're. Well,
I remember there was a KFC version of that, right? They did an Ultra Magnus.
Yeah, but that was early. That was like early KFC, and I had the red and blue one, the Delta Magnus one, and that one's even worse. Like he looks cool as fuck, but he as an action figure, he sucks even worse than the MP Magnus does. Like I don't know, because I saw Magic Square. Magic Square did a Legends one, and I realized it's Legends, but like. He was really like, he was a little taller and more athletic looking as opposed to like really super bulky like the original Magnus was. And and he looked really articulated. Even for a Legend, he looked like and it's like, I realized it's only a Legend, but like, you know, if you could do it with a Legend, you could do it with an MP as opposed to the other way around.
Magic Square did that with Prime. I mean, they sized him up I'm surprised they haven't done more.
Now I don't know how much more complicated the MP was as compared to the Legends, because I never got a chance to fuck with the Legends Magic Score Prime, but I agree with you on looks alone, and like so you can see some of the seams and shit like that, like some of the panel lines or whatever. It does look awfully similar.
Mm-hmm.
It really does. So I don't know. I would be down to see that, man. I wouldn't mind seeing that at all. KFC hasn't done anything in a while. Like X-Transbot's been pumping shit out, but KFC, the shit that they had teased under the KFC banner has kind of gone silent. I don't know if you really took notice.
Junkions, right? That was the last thing.
Yeah, but as far as like new molds, like they showed, and they had whole actual 3D, not 3D renders. They actually had full prototypes, like real life prototypes of Dreadwind and Darkwing.
Oh,
they showed them at a couple shows, and they had a render. They had renders of the Power Master, Optimus Prime, and the God Bomber out there. And the date for that release, that was like a year ago, and the date of release for that was actually this past December, and we haven't seen shit. So I don't know what's going on there.
Maybe they're just focusing more on the X-Transbots house.
Yeah, and you know what? It's not a bad idea, because a lot of the shit that they're doing with XTB, except for the Springer, is like there's not a million of those out there. You know, there's not a million cups out there. There's just the Fans Toys one and the Quintessons. Nobody's done. And if they got any kind of brains in their head, they'd be tackling the Sharkticons and Alicons, because if people are buying Quintessons, that means they're buying Alicons and Sharkticons. And if they're buying Alicons and Sharkticons, they're buying more than one, most likely. Mm-hmm. So there's probably a lot of money to be made. So I guess I could see where they would want to concentrate on that shit.
Lev, you've been kind of quiet about all this. What
about
everything that we've been discussing for the past 10
minutes? He's been watching Julie Strain porn for the last 15 minutes.
Sorry, I got something out there.
What do you think about X-Transbots creating, Rodimus Prime?
He was saying based on the Synthoids Levy, because in the one teaser picture of Springer, they showed Springer Synthoid, and then they showed Ultra Magnuses.
Oh yeah.
So we were kind of thinking that maybe XTB got an Ultra Magnus in the pipeline somewhere.
Yeah, now I remember. Yeah. I definitely think we need a new representation, because I'm not really big on the DX9 carry myself. I don't like that Studio Ox look. I think that big giant wing on his back looks ridiculous, and from the back you can clearly see it's the side of his trailer. So I definitely think and the official MP is just awful.
Oh, totally.
By today's standards, anyway. And we definitely need a new representation of Rodimus Prime. I would not be opposed to that. Now, is X-Transbots the one I think that should tackle it? I don't know. I mean, their prices lately have been kind of following the trend that I think Takara has been setting with higher prices and whatnot. So I imagine if they were to do one, it would be pretty expensive.
I'll tell you one thing. Speaking of the prices, if I got into MPs now, as opposed to like 6 years ago or whenever the fuck it is that I start collecting that shit, man, I think I might have a hard time getting started.
Yeah,
I think I might. I think back then it was like the reason, and I don't know if this is part of the reason why they do it, but since we're all at, I don't want to say the tail end, but we're definitely in the second half. And maybe final quarter of our collecting of Transformers, if you're talking MPs, like, and you guys are even closer than me, because I know you don't have interest in some of those end of the G1 characters. But all that being said, we're all like kind of winding down as far as like what we need to quote unquote complete our collection. So when it gets to that point, maybe sometimes we're apt to spend a couple extra bucks, and it's like, fuck it, we're getting it done.
It's the MP11 Skywarp effect.
Yeah, right. You begrudgingly click the fucking pre-order button and curse all of it.
Even though it's overpriced, because you need it to complete something, to complete a set or whatever. Or whatever excuse you use to justify it.
Yeah, I've heard it from a few other people, like with the Quintesson. Like we joke about the egg and shit, but that dude Ronan that I got the Action Masters off of, when he saw I posted pictures of the egg, he hit me up and he asked me what's your can you give a recommendation on that? And I said, well, I can't recommend to anybody that they spend $175 on this fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're just talking like if you could take, what's up, Levy?
I said, let alone 3 of them.
Let alone 3 of them. But I'm like, if you could take price out of the equation and we could just speak on the quality of the Quintesson itself. It's big, it's heavy, it's got great detail. The faces are painted to the nines. The tentacles all work exactly like they should. And the ship is the controller is money. Like I love everything about it. So, and he, before I could even continue, he hit me back and he said that he goes, I'm willing to overpay for a good size, definitive Quintesson for the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it sounded like a lot of us out there. It's like, we're getting near the finish line. So, I'm going to be the same way. Like I know for a fact that if I get, let's say I get all the Action Masters and the last Action Master I need is like, say, the Optimus Prime, and one of them finally pops up on eBay and it's the last one I need and it's completely fucking overpriced. Not like ridiculous overpriced, like where you see somebody trying to, charge 5 times what something's actually worth. But like, let's say it's worth 300 and I see one for 400. I might not be willing to pay that now, but if it's the last thing I need to complete my collection, or one of the last things, I'm usually apt to overspend a little bit just to get it done.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's what they're doing to us, but if they are, it's working because we're all still buying these motherfucking things.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing with my graphics card. And when I sat outside of Micro Center for 5 fucking hours, and when I get my voucher and I go inside, and the only model of graphics card they have is the most expensive model that they make.
Yeah, and you bought it.
And I bought it because, first off, you can't buy these things anywhere, any model of 3080, and I'm not going to walk away empty-handed after sitting out in the fucking cold for 5 hours.
Yeah.
So I paid the extra. It was still MSRP for that particular model.
Right.
But it was still way over the MSRP of the standard Founders Edition. So I was like, yeah, I'm still going to pay it because I don't want to walk away empty-handed. And this is my only chance to get this card unless I want to come back at a later date and wait out in the cold again.
You would have hated this guy. You would have hated this guy that was in the Blender group last night. He was like, I found a second one.
3080.
380. Yeah. So he has 2 of them now.
If he's working on Blender, I would have expected him to go with a 3090.
I don't know. He said he found 2 of them though, but it was just it was really funny.
Let me ask you guys this question about the going back to the prices.
Mm-hmm.
How much of it do you think is that we're overpaying, and how much of it do you think is that we're
FOMO?
I'm not sure what the right word is I don't want to say jaded or desensitized maybe, or
Cynical.
What's that? Cynical, I guess maybe, but like the figures that are coming out today compared to the figures that are coming out 4 years ago or 5 years ago, they're blowing the fucking doors off of those figures. Can we agree on that?
Sure.
So like the figures are definitely getting better along with the, it's not like they're charging the same prices and then giving us the same type of figure they were giving us 5 years ago for that price. I'm trying to weigh. I'm not even trying to justify.
I remember being all like, about paying like $90 for Advance Toys Ham back when that came out. Yeah, right. That was like, back then what was that? 4 years ago? 3 years ago? 4 years ago, I think. Fans Toys, Willis.
Yeah, I think that was probably 3 or 4 years ago. Yeah,
4 years ago. But yeah, so think about that. That was like $100 back then, years ago. I mean, like I said, the pre-order for Spring 130, 3 years ago. Now it's $200. Right.
Yeah,
but you also got
overpaying. Sure, yes, absolutely, we're overpaying. But it's like one of those things where, people are buying, pieces of art for a ridiculous amount of prices because they really like it and they want it. And they're giving the money to the artist because of the time spent to actually create that versus, giving Hasbro $30 for a figure that's going to be churned out in the 30,000 or more, amount of pieces.
Yeah. But you also got to look at it this way too. Sure, we're paying, some figures are overpriced today, but you also got to look back too. Back then we were overpaying for figures back then too, because look at TFC Hercules. How much?
Yeah.
$100 a figure for those figures that you wouldn't pay more than freaking $30 for today.
Yeah, it's embarrassing. I feel like I spent that much on that fucking thing, man.
That thing that TFC Hercules cost the same almost exactly the same amount as Toy World's Constructor.
Well, it's funny. My second Constructor that I got in the box set cost way less.
Right.
Because it was in the $4s. It was like $4 something.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, holy fuck, dude. So yeah, there's a little of that going on too. I don't know. I
think that happens more often with combiners than standalone figures, though.
I'm trying to think of a figure that would have came out years ago that we got a new version of that like blows the doors off the old one. What's a good example? What's that?
Warbitron.
Like the Bruticus Warbitron?
Yeah.
Oh, I love my Warbitron.
I love Warbitron too, but I think the the Zeta Toys, Bruticus blows that one away.
Well, I would go as far to say that all of them do, the unique toys and listen, Jed, we're not even talking on the stylization of it. It's just the actual the limitations of the action figures themselves, and more the engineering than anything.
See, I think
if you look at the blast off from the side, you could look right through them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
shit like
you
that.
can say the same thing about the Fans Toys, right?
Which one?
Fans Toys Hot Rod. Was it Fans Toys that you can see right through him on the first?
Can you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was kind of hollow from the side.
So I think there's designs that are so well done, they persist in quality over the years.
Yeah,
and then there's ones that suck, and they were shit then, and you just kind of we were seeing it with rose-colored glasses back then. Sure. Yeah.
Ace Collectibles Cliff Jumper.
I was just gonna say Cliff Jumper.
I think you were the only one that was excited about that one.
Wait, say this again. What's that?
I said I think you were the only one that was excited about that one.
Me? Nah, there was a lot of fuck you guys, man. No, because I remember Cliff Jumper being like Cliff Jumper was the last fucking ARC bot not to have an MP. So when Ace put their fucking tees out, we were like, oh fucking A, man. We can complete this ARC set, man.
I think you were.
Levy, I think Nate and Mike are the only people that bought that, probably. That's why they went under.
Nah.
I've never seen anyone else say they have it.
What was his name? Does anybody remember his name? Oh, Tumblr. Oh my god. What?
Which one?
Dude, there is man, I'm looking at it right now. There's a Cliff Jumper Ace Collectibles Cliff Jumper right now selling for $70 on eBay. It has 20. Dude, I'm gonna send it to you. It has 23 bids on it. If this is real, I'm selling my Cliff Jumper. I'm leaving the show right now and putting it up on eBay before everybody smartens up. No, and it's not even like a buy it now. Somebody's asking for that. There's 23 motherfucking. What the fuck is this? Like is this rare? So wait, I gotta look up.
Oh, come on.
What, did you click on that?
Yeah, I'm looking at it. Current bid. That's not even a buy it now. That's a bid.
Yeah, that's a bid.
$7.
Oh, look at how much
what did it start?
Levy, does the say anywhere like it says? Does it say anywhere like only 3 ever made?
No, you go into the bids and it's like, yeah, right. The other 2 belong to Nate and Mike, and that guy. I just went into the sold listings and it says Ace. There's the one here sold for $73 and another one sold for $68.
Fuck out of here.
There was another one here that sold for $45, but that looks like it's missing shit. To be honest with you, let me see.
I don't believe that.
$62.
There's a conspiracy going on there. I think.
No, there's not, dude. I'm selling this shit. I'm texting Nate right now. I'll be like, dude, sell your fucking. Well, no, wait. Sell in 2 weeks after I sell mine. You sell yours. Why would anybody buy that for 72? Oh man, I hope there's more stupid.
Why would anybody buy that for me for 20? Like this thing started at $20. I would pay somebody $20 to take it off my hands.
Dude, the guy that's selling, the seller, he probably put up there for $20 thinking that's all he was going to get for it. And he probably got fucking notifications on his phone going, you have received a new bid. You have received a new bid. He's like, what? Wait, what?
How much was, how much were like the e-tailers selling it for after nobody wanted this thing? It was like, didn't it drop down to like $40 or some shit?
It was pretty fucking cheap, man. I'm gonna go.
I think they still have them available. You could buy them up real cheap.
On eBay. It's like, well, I missed out on Bitcoin, but at least I scored on these fucking. At least I scored on Ace Collectibles cliff jumpers.
They're gonna show the chart of like the value of Ace Club or Ace cliff jumper.
Imagine that shit, dude. Like, you want to talk about Robin Leach and the lifestyles of the rich and famous? Imagine me like sitting at a pool with like Vanessa and like 19 other chicks, and it's like, the guy's interviewing me. It's like, sir, how did you amass your fortune? Well,
you should ask.
Yo, you know what's gonna happen, Levy? He's gonna like turn around and sell this. Prices drop because people are gonna think this isn't as rare as they thought it would be. There's a lot of them out there, and then Mike's gonna buy out like 10 of them from like the Chosen Prime, thinking he's gonna get rich.
Well, I just checked. I'm checking Chosen Prime right now. Let's see what we got. If there's any.
Yeah, they don't even have Ace Collectibles listed here, unless it's out of alphabetical order.
Nah, $75. It says join waiting list. So they're sold out. TF Source is sold out.
Mike's gonna flood the market
with one. I can't fucking believe that, dude. You have no idea. I can't wait to sell this fucking thing. I would rather. What does that say? That I'd rather have a void in my collection.
You were like, you want this for $5? And I was like, nah, that's all right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did offer it to somebody pretty cheap.
Yeah, you offered it to me for like $5. I was like, nah,
yeah. It's too high. Oh man, this is great. I might, you know what? I wonder what was the hubcap's name? Hiccups, or was that X Transbot's name for him?
That was X Transbots, I think, because they sold it as a 2-pack, I think, right?
Yeah, I think you're right. Oh no, it was Ace Collectibles Hiccups.
Oh, okay.
He's not.
Do you have one of those? That's probably worth like 1,000.
That's fucking super rare. Let's see, sold items. Let's see what he's going for. There are no. Yeah, there's no sold one. So, wow.
Little do you know that the developer hid a secret Bitcoin number inside the chassis.
Oh, I would be suicidal if I sold it. If I sold it in the fucking the fucking Bitcoin, the Bitcoin password was in the chest of a Ace Collectibles tumbler. What a fucking dude. If that happens to me, I would swear to Christ I was in the fucking Matrix and like somebody up there was laughing, Let's fuck with this guy, man.
And in other financial news today, Bitcoin dropped another 24% because of the flooding of Ace Toys Tumblr.
If I sell my Ace Collectibles cliff jumper for any more than $70 on here, when somebody buys it, I'm gonna package it up and I'm gonna put a fucking note, including a note calling him a fucking idiot. Like he opens it up and is be a picture of Ren. You know what I mean? You idiot. Enjoy your Ace Collectibles Tumblr, you idiot. Outrageous.
Well, make sure you post it before the show goes on today.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Imagine, yeah, right. Like Monday afternoon, I find like 7 Ace Collectibles cliff jumpers on eBay. That's great. Oh man.
Did you want to talk about the official Thundercracker images that came out?
Yes, that was. I have two more pieces left in my part of the news, and that was one of them. So yeah, so the official MP Thundercracker pictures are out there. And at first, I was hearing it was going to be like a Takara Tomy Mall exclusive, but then I started like seeing pre-orders pop up everywhere, including Hasbro Pulse and on Chosen Prime. I think Chosen Prime has them for what, 240, 230?
Is there any Japanese sites? Like, does Amazon Japan or AmiAmi?
I'm sure they do. I just didn't check. I'm going to check. Let's see.
Because I haven't seen it on AmiAmi.
Where the hell? Oh, here we go. 240, 239.99 on Chosen Prime. And I think they were actually, I don't know what they were. Hasbro Pulse had them for.
It might be regional though, right? Maybe it's a regional exclusive to only Japan. They can only sell it at the what was it, the mall, in Japan. But then international distributors can get however many they want.
Yeah,
I think that was the big deal because nobody wants to pay $240 for it. Pay like $200 or $190 or whatever it is for it.
Right.
Like they did for Starscream. Yeah, I don't see it on AmiAmi.
It's $241.99. It's $2 higher on Hasbro Pulse.
What is it? Is it MP52?
MP52 Plus.
Yep, they don't have it.
This is actually a funny note. It says pre-order by 2/22/2021, and then it says not available to ship to Quebec, Canada. like just there. It'd be great if it was like Beast Wars shit, and it like the only place it didn't ship was like to Tyler's spot.
Like the Japanese are like, fuck those French dicks.
Looks now like everybody's getting their Beast Wars Air Razor except for Quebec.
No, dude, it's not on Amazon Japan either. It's it's an exclusive to Karatomi Mall and whatever international distributor.
Yeah, again, this looks really fucking good, man. But it just,
you think it looks good? I don't. I just, like I said before, color scheme. Just like I didn't like the color scheme for Starscream.
Well, it's again, it's like a RC thing. Like it looks like a fantastic action figure. Like they got him in a lot of like crazy ass poses, and he looks really articulated. Like the one where he's like kneeling on the ground and he's holding his null ray like in his hand like a gun, but he's holding it like a rifle. Like it's like, man, you have a hard time getting a lot of action figures into poses like that. Like it's definitely cool, but I don't know. I'm just, man, Make Toys did it, and that's good. That was good enough for me. It's funny. There's people out there that are getting them that have gotten every secret along the way.
Oh yeah.
And I was one of those people up until that point. I had to break the chain, man. I can't do it. And you know what? Who the hell knows, man? Because the way MPs are going, I'm gonna tell you something. I've been selling my MPs. Not one of them sold for more than I bought it for. Not one. Most of them sold for less. Some of them. Well, Jed, you bought. You bought a good, what, it was like 6 of them or something like that or whatever. Yeah. And like, I won't go over the prices on here, but like they, you know what they were going, like, you know what I mean? None of them held their value. Like if you were trying to make an investment, you'd be smarter to invest in fan toy shit.
Yeah. Which is, kind of sad because complete unopened box type of stuff you would think would at least fetch like more than what it was sold for originally. But
yeah, I thought I waited long enough, like, because it's been, some of that stuff's been years, man. Especially the early shit, dude. I went on eBay because I was looking to sell like the OG stuff, like before they established the real Masterpiece scale. So you're talking like 1 through 8 or whatever. Yeah. None of that shit's worth shit.
I was gonna say, we were just talking about how over the years the quality of better.
Oh yeah. The figures themselves are way better than those. I just thought from a collecting standpoint, I thought they'd be doing better.
Right.
I mean, I wasn't expecting to make a fucking killing off it, and I've been kind of keeping my eye on them for the last year or two because I've been thinking about selling this shit for a long time. the box stuff, and
Do you know what-
and I already knew I was gonna kind of like I was gonna take a hit on it, you know, so I was ready for it. But it was just I don't know, it's just weird to see.
Do you want to talk about like fucking shit luck, or like shitty luck, I should say?
Yeah,
Is that you were like, I'm gonna buy one to display, one to keep,
Right.
for the MPs, and then when Fans Toy stuff started coming out, you're like, I'm not going to
Fuck
do that
this.
because that's getting
Yeah.
expensive.
yeah, yeah, right.
Where if you would have switched it, you would have been like, oh, great, I got fucking tons of money now.
You have chosen poorly. You know, it's and you know what? It's funny because like
Fuck those Dinobots.
well, you know what? I did end up with two each, although I got Diaclone versions or whatever. But I do have two stomps. We mentioned Art earlier because it was his birthday, but he sold me my second stomp for like regular retail, which was like $199. I think I sold it or he sold it to me for like $200, and that was right before all those prices started going crazy. But you're right. You're right. It would have been smarter. And the thing is that if you really think about it, it makes complete and total sense because there's so many masterpieces out there, official masterpieces, because that's what people know about. They don't know about third party as much. And then on top of that, the official masterpieces are the ones that are getting KO'd. So who the fuck wants to pay, $300 for something they can get for $100, or even the Hound was $160, and I had Willis, and I was like, I'm good on that. But when I saw they were coming out with a KO for $60, I'm like, well, I'll check that out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but the third party shit, for one, way smaller quantities as compared to official, and two, not as many. I mean, they get KO'd from time to time, but not very often. So
I remember like the first episode I was on with the show. I actually asked you guys, I'm like, don't you think that like the third party stuff would be like more collectible because of that? And you're like, no, not at all.
Yeah, I didn't because I just didn't think that the fact that they were quote unquote unofficial would I figure that would have a bearing on the price, but at the end of the day it doesn't, I guess, because like to me, like if I would have looked at it from my own shoes, like, well, yeah, it's unofficial, but if you stick a fucking Autobot symbol on it, it looks official as fuck. So, and I'd be willing to buy it, like, dude, if you showed me some shit that some motherfucker made in his basement and it was a badass MP like double dealer, let's say, the fact that some dude made it in his basement means nothing to me. The fact that it's an awesome representation of a character that I need to have in my collection means more. So I would pay for it. And I'd pay more for it because there was less of them, like Ace Collectibles Cliff Jumper. But yeah, it's funny. Looking back on that, it was way wrong on that. Way wrong.
Yo, you're gonna sell your Ace Toys tumbler,
For
and like
more, yeah.
And like 6 months from now, it's gonna go for.
It's gonna go for what? You broke
like
up again.
$500.
Yeah, nah, I don't know about all that. I'm definitely, after seeing that shit, I'm definitely selling. And you know what? And I don't even care that I'm gonna have a Cliff Jumper sized hole in my collection. No, it's fine whenever somebody else comes out with one. If I can get $70, can you imagine? Dude, you may as well tell me I could shit in a salad bowl and and sell that for $70, and I would be surprised as a motherfucker, but you can bet your ass I would do it. So
where there was that chick on IG that was selling her bathwater in jars, I remember.
Belle Delphine.
Did you buy some, Levy?
No, I didn't buy any.
Belle Delphine? Is that her name?
Yeah, that's her name. She was selling her bathwater on Instagram.
I gotta look her up.
Do you remember those? There was a couple women, I think.
Oh, her?
Yeah.
There was a couple women, I forget from what country. I don't know if it was in Europe, Iceland. They were selling bags of air. Do you remember that? Or jars of air? Yeah, they're selling like jars of air, and people were buying them for like $20 a pop.
Which rapper is this slut dating? I feel like I just saw her somewhere, and it was some. Oh man, who the hell was it? But anyways, she looks slow.
She looks slow.
She does like nerd. Like you look. I mean, listen, she's cute and all, but she looks. Remember how I don't know. She looks like you couldn't fucking have a conversation with her like without. Like she looked like she say something stupid before she even opened her mouth. You know what I mean? Like she just has that look about. Maybe she has kind of like big like teeth in the front, you know, and it makes her
like
look a little
bathwater.
It makes her a little Bugs Bunny look. Like a little Bugs Bunny looking with them in a cute way. But they're like, I don't know. She looks dumb. Like there's no way you can have an intellectual conversation with this broad. I'm sorry. Are we looking at her? Are you looking at her? Is anybody else looking at her with me? No. Oh, did you look her up, Jed?
I remember what she looks like. Yeah.
Okay, so you remember she definitely looked like she does not look like she. You know what? We're making fun of her, and she's probably got more money than all of us.
Oh yeah, I mean, like just think of all the people that bought her bathwater. You know, she's rolling in it.
Could you imagine? You know what? I'm getting really fucking sick and tired of women telling us that they have it harder than we do. because I've never made 1 cent on ever selling a nude or selling any bathwater ever. So don't tell me. What grade do you think she dropped out in? Man, it's not even like she's not memorable looking.
Yeah,
or like
she has a homeschool look.
Yeah, if that was, I don't know if that's what you're into, I guess, but I don't know. She don't have a more like, dude, her titties are only a little bigger than mine. Let's see if I can find a nude. Where are we at again? Toy section? Are we still talking about? Are we still talking about Cliff Jumper?
Yeah. Well, we got onto Thundercracker a little bit, and then I think you said you had one, right?
Oh yeah, and one more. So my other one was the Motaro. I've seen Motaro, Storm Collectibles, man. Dude, that shit looks fucking amazing. Levy, did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it.
Oh, it looks so good. Are you getting them?
No, I never liked Motaro, actually.
No,
I hated him, actually.
You hated him?
Yeah, I never liked Motaro. I thought he was dumb.
Yeah. Well, I thought it looked awesome. I mean, I appreciate your opinion, but outside of that opinion, the figure itself looks fucking awesome, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does look awesome.
Yeah. All right. Did you check the chat out?
Mm-hmm.
like I don't know. Honestly.
Yeah, that says it's fake though.
Oh, it's fake. Yeah, it is fake. Hang on, let me find one that's real.
I don't think she's done actual nudes. I think she's only ever done like really lewd stuff.
Hang on,
this is the girl that made all her millions of followers by using those like tongue out pictures, right?
Yeah, like cross-eyed, fucking tongue sticking out shit. Right. That's not her.
That's not her?
No, that's not her.
Man, hang on a second.
Yeah, and she also did a thing where she said she made an account on Pornhub and all it freaking people went nuts and went over there to look at it and like none of it was like fucking porn or it wasn't even like lewd stuff. She was just like I can't remember what she was doing, but what the videos were about, but it wasn't anything even sexual, I don't think. So people were all pissed off. It's like, oh well, people are going all crazy about this, and it's like, you know, you paying her money to fucking see her naked or with the possibility of seeing her naked. It's like, dude, you just go on a fucking porn site, man. You can fucking see that's her.
Which one? That one I just sent through?
Just posted. No, I don't know if the titties are real, but
what is I don't know how the hell they can fake that.
No, I mean, you can fake anything, but I'm just saying I don't know if she's ever done any like actual nude stuff, because I think her thing was that it's always been lewd. But no.
I mean, you're thinking the wrong way, Mike. You're thinking they faked the other two. You would fake the face on some other girl for all three. You know what I mean? Yeah. That would be the way you do it.
Levy was saying that the first one was real, like the one on the left.
No, I'm saying the face is real.
Oh, the face. Okay. I thought. All right. She doesn't like. I don't know. I feel weird banging her. She doesn't look old enough. Like,
yeah.
Right?
So, she never really did anything for me. I never thought she was all that great, but
Well, there's millions of people that do. I guess that's all that matters.
yeah.
more power to her. That's
How did Thundercracker lead to this?
I don't
Does
know.
anybody remember?
There was something.
It's like this bitch is. Somebody said this bitch is the Ace Collectibles of Instagram girls.
We were talking about selling the Ace collectible, and then I said, "Oh, the stranger things have happened, like selling the bathwater." Yeah.
I should hit her up and ask her if she'd trade me some bathwater for Ace Collectibles cliff jumper. She'd be like, "Yeah, send me 10 of them."
That's where it went. You were saying I could shit on a plate, sell it, and I was like, "Yeah, there's the bathwater chick."
Imagine somebody hears this and then they like, TFCon Baltimore rolls around and somebody comes up and is like, "Are you making Cade? Do you think I have this plate? Do you think can you take a shit? Can you take a shit on this plate?" I go, yeah, I got $20, and he's like, "Can you sign it with this silver Sharpie?" Yeah, that'd be 30.
That'd be 30.
I'll do it for free.
I'll do it. Yeah, right. Yeah. I can see like John Bailey being there, and like Jed will come up and ask me if I could shit on a plate. Give me $20, and then he'll take the plate over and pie face John Bailey.
That's fucked up.
Oh,
And then I'll give Jed his $20 back.
wow.
Oh.
I was just thinking though, like, imagine the people that bought that, right? So someone comes over to their place and like,
the bathwater you're talking about?
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, what a nice collection."
Yeah.
You have there of Japanese anime girl figures. What's that jar of water there, by the way? They're like, "Oh, that's the bathwater from that." And imagine the circle that you're with, that you run with, and they're like, "Oh, I'm so envious of that dude. That's awesome. Can I smell it?
Can I girls bathwater on the rocks for me?"
And they just sit there and they
my
clink
God.
glasses together.
Oh.
Here's the collecting. Clink, clink.
Clink, clink. Oh, dude.
Cheers.
I don't understand it. And listen, I'm gonna be honest with
Died
you.
of cholera.
I was not. There was a long period of my life where I was definitely not slaying hardly any ass, and not for 1 second of any day did I ever think about buying anybody's bathwater. So I don't know. I don't know what state you got to be in.
New Jersey.
In an uncomfortable place. The back of a Pinto
Volkswagen?
or a Volkswagen. Was it a Volkswagen? A Pinto is probably uncomfortable too, I would imagine. So yeah, Mataro looks good. I'm gonna buy him. Anybody got any toy news before we move on?
I don't think so. There's nothing really coming out on like import figures on Marvel. Oh wait, Marvel Legends did put up a green She-Hulk up for pre-order this week.
Yeah, I saw that on Pulse.
Yeah, did you order one, Jen?
Isn't it just a recolor? No, I did not. No, I didn't get the red.
New head, like a neutral expression face sculpt with straight hair.
I wasn't really ever into She-Hulk. Just didn't really need the figure.
Oh, okay. I ordered it,
but I don't have any toy news. So
yeah. No, there's really nothing noteworthy in the way of like import figures or anything like that. So not that I can remember.
All right. Well, you want to move on to Q&A?
Well, there really are no questions.
Levy posted that in the Beast Wars Society, and it was reported.
I saw it already. I saw Tyler go, "Yeah, don't bother reporting this," and then Dakota said that somebody already did. Yeah, shout out to Dakota and Tyler though, for real, for being good sports, because we always fuck with Beast Wars and say we're the number one Beast Wars podcast, and they always stick up for us in that group. So
yeah,
that's cool, those guys.
Yeah.
We keep saying it. Pretty soon, someone's gonna leave us.
Imagine
listen to the show, and they're gonna be like, "This is not Beast Wars."
Yeah, imagine you type in Beast Wars podcast and like
we start coming up on Google for just
Stasis Lock and Blackout and Shout pop up. It's like some Beast Wars fan that never listened to any of this shit. So they're like, oh, it's my lucky day. I found 2 Beast Wars podcasts on one day, and they listen to,
they're in
listen to us.
major disappointment. At least when they come to the Blackout and Shout show. So
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going somewhere else with that.
oh,
Well, they get quality entertainment with, not like the other one, but
Yeah.
they don't get any Beast Wars information. That's for sure.
It's like, dude, depending on the episode, they'd be like, dude, I listened to 5.5 hours of this shit, and there hasn't been a single peep about Beast Wars.
They talk a lot about how Beast Wars is shit, but they don't say anything good about it.
we should add you should find just me. I know you got the app that takes all the dead air out, but you should do 10 seconds of dead air time, and then put a timestamp in the schedule that says Beast Wars,
Beast
1
Wars
hour,
news.
1 hour, 45 minutes, 20 seconds, and they click on it and it's dead air. And then on to the next section.
I'll just I'll just stick it in there as nowhere. Yeah. Beast Wars news. And then it'll be the next section 10 minutes later.
Oh, don't go 10 minutes. 10 seconds. They might turn it off after 10 minutes.
Have a YouTube video up, our top 10 Beast Wars figures of 2020, and just have it nothing, blank.
Just go into the ending credit. You know what? I might steal that idea. I might do a Bayformers clickbait, on my channel anyways, and be like my top 10 Bayformers video or figures of and people fucking click on it just because they're morbidly fucking curious.
To top 10 movie masterpiece of all time.
You think it will I hope people would get it. If I go right from the title screen to the credits.
You got to do the end thing though too, where it says direct Cade,
Shit.
Just have a whole bunch of credits at the end, directed by Mike Kincaid, filmed by Mike Kincaid, written by Mike Kincaid.
Yep, the whole 9. That's a great idea.
yeah.
Well, maybe that's the case. There's no questions.
Yeah, Doors did make a comment, says, Brother Kyle, love the shirt, man. Referencing the photo that I posted for this week's listener questions post. This was actually done up by our good friend Doors. So in it, you can see Brother Kyle in the background there wearing a Chuck Norris t-shirt.
I didn't even know it was at first that it was Brother Kyle, because I remember I said, yeah, the dude in the background, and then Doors said it. This picture was how we always talk about the art on the back of the 1984 Transformers boxes. There was so much shit going on, and every time you looked at it, you found some new little detail, and that's how this picture was. Kept finding more shit the more I looked at it. Nate was disappointed to be part of this picture.
Mike, did you see what Jed just posted?
Wait.
Oh yeah, he saw that already.
Oh, did he?
He saw it when I first posted it.
Yeah. Some dude, listen, this dude Brandon, he may or may not listen, but Brandon Smith, he hit me up on the side and he's like, "Yo, these how the fuck did he word it? Something about somebody throwing me under the bus. This dude is straight up throwing you under the bus." And he sent me a screenshot of your post.
I'm pretty proud of that photo. I think it looked pretty real.
No, nobody would ever believe anybody with a Chuck Norris shirt would be part of this riot.
Chuck Norris.
I mean, you wearing a Chuck Norris shirt, that speaks class and dignity and intelligence. And then you're going to fucking break into the Capitol building? Nah, I don't think so. Nope, not my people.
Man, I weathered that image. I warped it and everything, so it like fit around his gut and stuff.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I added shadow to it.
On Doors' the best part. Doors' picture, the best is Levy with the fucking with that like with that homeless man beard and shit.
Yeah. You know what my wife said?
Yeah.
She goes, "Oh, Levy looks good in like any picture."
He's so photogenic.
Oh my god.
Meanwhile, Levy's there like, "I look like an ice
I look like a what?
ice trucker."
Oh.
Right.
Ice road truckers. I just I like Nate's face there.
Yeah, Nate. Yeah, that looks legit as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nate's sugar.
My favorites of those are still the Nicolas Cage ones. Photoshop back stealing the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah.
I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.
You saw that one, right, Levy?
Yeah, I saw that one.
One where he's like in the background. Yeah.
Yeah,
I saw
and then
that
they
one. I
zoom in
saw
and he's
Kid Rock
there.
Kid Rock was in there.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if we don't have any questions, I guess we have an early night.
That's good.
Anybody
Less
got
editing
anything? Jed? Yeah, right.
I wanted to duck out of this shit show anyway.
Like what? Like right around Ace Tumblr.
Crampo.
Right around the shoutouts and halls, man.
Oh my god, that's a great soundbite right there. You couldn't even do eucalyptus tree.
Oh,
that's that hard part right in there.
nephew.
Oh shit. So yeah, Jed, you got anything in closing?
No, I'm shout out to the internet for
Shout out to the internet for what?
not dropping me this episode
Oh.
as I break up.
That's ironic as fuck. Levy, you got anything?
Nah, I don't think so. Nah.
All right, well, enough's enough. We're out.